Feel uninvited. Left home in West LA. I'm not excited. So uninspired. On my way to play the bay while you're alone. This girl's a wonder. She loves me, yeah. She needs to know I love her. I wonder if we'll make it through this summer. Just wanna touch like back when we were younger. Yeah. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me no more. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me no more. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me. I'm so divided, starstruck, but hate has got some indecisive. I'm over fighting. I just can't wake up cold and sleep alone. This boy's some trouble. When he's around, my problems seem like double. His stupid eyes put me on ice, so no, no. Don't slow me down, don't wanna do this solo. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me no more. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me no more. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me. I can't help myself, you're a drug to me. I just can't get enough. I know this is love, so come close to me while we're still young. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me no more. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me no more. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, 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 touch me. Find your way into this wonderland. Cross the maze, the dark, the innocent. Chase the faith, the thrill, the heaven sent. I got your world upside down.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back, boys. Hopefully all of you are having a good one. I don't need to even fix the webcam because I already did that right before the stream, dude. I woke up late today, but I took a shower, got all my work done. You know, I actually caught up with all my work right before a stream. I tried to dive into a real quick key for my warrior because I've been trying like 5 times on my warrior to do a key. It was another bad group, but it's okay. You know why? Because my rogue got to do some real fat keys last night. Let me show you off. Oh, wait. I can't because the Radar.io website is trash. Not because of Radar.io, like a lot of people hate it. Don't get me wrong. But I can't even look at my own goddamn character. For some reason, I'm going to go to the Radar.io website. Look. I could see people streaming. Somebody's not even playing World of Warcraft. Like, why is that thing? And then there's Complexity Limit. Every guild that has killed Nazoth. Actually, there's a couple guilds there. There's a Chinese guild now. Fat Shark, yes. Pieces did it too. Congratulations to all the boys. And I could see some of the top end competitors. Those are rogues, but I want to look up myself, Dalaran XP. Maybe I can do like raiding rainbows, like a guild name, right? Search. No match is found. Please check your filters. I can't even log in because every time I try to do it, nothing works. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it. Radar.io. I love you, buddy. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why everybody's looking at my warrior and they can't see my warrior's actual score. Is because since the website is down, the Radar.io is not able to pull up all that info. Transfer my warrior from Dalaran to Illidan because a BOE ring sold. So maybe my warrior is just going to be in this like Radar.io limbo. But it should show my main score, which should be a little bit higher than before. I was hoping that that would help my ults get into keys. I got into a key on my shaman just fine without need of that. My warrior though struggles. So we might have to struggle some more in the warrior before the week is over, or just call it quits and just take it easy. How's it going, boys? I got all that out of me, but let's get into some motherfucking duels. How's it going, everybody? Who do we have in chat? We got Sloth, Jimmy, we got ourselves Lore Master, Kren, Beautiful Crow. How you doing, boys? Hope y'all having a good one. Baron, Ammon, how you doing, boys? What's popping? It's your boy Swarly. How you doing, my man? How you doing, Swarly? It's been a while, guy. Dude, your name says changed it. I don't even know. It's gonna be so hard to see you, man. It's gonna be so hard to see ya. Alrighty, boys. Let's stop complaining. Let's log on BFA right now and enjoy some motherfucking duels on the NA side. I actually forgot to make a post about the duels. Let me do it real quick, like, boys. Real quick. Let me see what model I want to use. Let me think about it. Let's use a model that's like attacking. Something I haven't used in a bit. Let's use this Demon Hunter Night Elf, man. Demon Hunters are rare and people like Night Elf, so let's throw down the Night Elf. Wait, it did not work. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Let me reposition a little bit. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alrighty, boys. It is time. Get some groups up and running over on the NA so we can get some motherfucking 5v5 1v1s. I'm logging on right now. If you guys need to add me on Real ID for the groups, let me know. Dalaran hashtag 1340. Dalaran, do you have any macro sap on your target, kidney, or if in combat? I used it for years and I can't find anymore. Sap if out of combat, and the kidney shot if it's in combat. Never used a macro like that before, guy. I've never used a macro before like that, but that would actually be a decent macro. I could imagine using something like that, but it's like a macro. Wait, would it find out if the enemy is in combat or if you're in combat? I've never heard about a macro like that before. I don't know macros. If you said it was macro from back in the day, I don't know if macros weren't even sophisticated like that back then, but maybe they were. Yo, I'm so bad at macros, dude. I'm surprised I even got the macros that I was able to get. So honestly, like, it's actually a surprise, man. Surprise for everybody. But anyway, boys, and my rogue is 428 ammo. That's awesome, man. Happy to hear that. You just got the alpaca mount. Awesome. Happy to hear that, guy. Out of combat. Okay, Crow. Hold on. Sap, kidney, macro, in combat, out of combat. Sap, kidney, macro, out of combat. Wow. Is there a macro? Useful macros for rogues. Shows kidney shot if PvP spec 2 can figure out how sap landed. Subtlety rogue macro. I'm gonna go to like an old school WoW wiki for a macro. There's a Shadow Meld Stealth macro for Night Elves. Stealth Eat macro, Stealth Cannibalize macro, Gouge of Prem plus Cheap Shot or Cheap Shot. So it's Premeditation, Gouge, and Cheap Shot. Wait, so this macro will basically gouge if you're out of Stealth or out of Shadow Dance, and then Shadow Dance will Cheap Shot. Could you not use both of them? Could you not use Gouge and Stealth before? Evasion, Combat Readiness macro. Oh my god, Combat Readiness. Wasn't Combat Readiness like a big defensive? Oh, if Evasion was to decast Combat Readiness instead. Wow. Offhand weapon switching, multi-purpose hemorrhage kick shiv. Let me show you what I'm looking at actually. Mark for Death, Eviscerate, Mark for Death, Eviscerate. Badge of Conquest, Vermin's Bite. What is Vermin's Bite? Shadow Blades, Adrenaline Rush. Oh, this is like everything burst macro, wasn't it? Cloak of Shadows, Preparation, Vanish. Gone and now back again. Vanish and Cloak of Shadows. New and improved Stealth, Cloak of Shadows, and Vanish. Shadows vanish. Vanish, cast Cloak of Shadows. So basically Vanish and cast Cloak of Shadows. It will cast Cloak of Shadows, remove DOS, immediately cancel the Stealth if you only had to Vanish, and then save the Stealth. Stealth, Cloak of Shadows, Vanish. There's a one for Kidney Shot. Chicks a trade. Macro different poisons. One button poisons. One button different poisons. Oh my god. One button all 5 poisons. Targeted macros, assassination macros. Hold on, can I just go Kidney Shot? Kidney Shot in PvP. All in one finisher. Kidney Shot. Spec 2. No group. Eviscerate, Envenom. Pre-combat Eviscerate, Kidney Shot. Okay, next. PvP opener. PvP backstabber. Stun, Kidney Shot, Cheap Shot. Within stealth or out of stealth. That's about all I see, man. I actually never met that macro before, never heard about it before. So that was the first time ever, man. Literally the first time. Dal, what the fuck? What's up, Lucas? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good one. Can't wait. Seawark is here. Is he early? What's up, man? Let's go. Dal, check DM. This is streams and I don't watch the whole thing because I have new Max Daniel, so I'm all good to learn 4 hours elite all players on the server. We are 6 vs 164. Oh yeah, I still playing the Dino game. I've seen a little bit of it from like I think Soto Poppin was. Oh no, it was like highlights, and Soto Poppin was one of the highlights from streams. Is that a cool game? Is that what actually getting into? It seems like a game with a lot of downtime, man. But yeah, I'm missing the streams tonight. I'll watch the whole thing because I have it at Max 9. Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it. Thanks for popping in the stream though, if anything. Hyper Duels, let's go, dude. What's Dallas? BNAT Dalaran hashtag 1340. If I find it, I'll link it to you. It takes some time getting used to it, but it's awesome. Thanks to you, mate. Yo, at least I checked it out, man. At least I looked into it. But I would need to, I would need to go do more research, but because I never used a Mac like that before. But that would be interesting to look at. Can you do an in-depth guide for Outlaw? I really like to come back to this spec and stop playing in WoD. Like a PvE guide in-depth or a PvP in-depth guide. Because I could do like a beginner's Outlaw Rogue guide for like the very, very beginner person who's basically new to Rogue and decided, hey, I want to try to play an Outlaw. And I can talk a little bit about the gearing process, the leveling process, the stats and stuff like that. Yeah, I could do like a very, very detailed one that'll be like an hour long. Hopefully it won't be an hour long, but I would need to be organized about it to get the most amount of information in the least amount of time. To give you all the relevant stuff just to get you started. And as far as the advanced stuff versus non-advanced stuff. Yeah. Emma Rogue is 428 item level? Hell man, that's awesome. Waiting for 18 minutes, 1 tank and LG, LFR, second wing is fun. Can exactly solo tank right in? Yeah. Good luck, man. Good luck with the LG groups. You know how they go. You know what I mean? You know how they go sometimes. Alright, do we have anybody with a group right now? Actually, we got nobody. Let me go. Champions. Let me tag them all. It's NA time, boys. Let's go. Let's see how many of them we'll get in. I don't know if anybody's starting groups or whatnot. Actually, nobody's starting groups. Oh, do we have anybody online? Is Seawark online? Seawark is not online. What about Boom? Uh-oh. Oh no, Boomstar's on. I think he's doing PvP though in his Dark Iron Warlock though, so maybe he's doing that or not. But yo boys, start groups. If you guys want to add me, Dalaran hashtag 1340. Gonna unleash this bad boy. What the fuck is that, dude? What is that? So Swarley been playing this dino game, and apparently this is what he's got going on. Apparently you basically play as a dinosaur and you grow within this dino game, and he's got this massive thing with this massive like separating jaw, and there's teeth inside of teeth, man. That's a little floppy tongue over here, but it's like a T-Rex with a massive fly trap over here. He's got 3 little fingers. Holy shit, dude. That looks scary. Alright, well there it is, dude. I don't know much about that game, but it's The Isle. The Isle, if y'all want to look it up on, I think Steam, I guess. I won't know, dude. Easy. I can't start a group because I haven't done these in a while. I can start a group. Yeah, I'm more than welcome to, man. I'm more than welcome to. How do we get into the duels? So what you do is you either start a group or join one that's up and running. Go to player versus player, premier group, custom PvP, find the group, and type in 5, enter to see if there's a group up and running for 5v5 1v1 duels. If there is one, you can also start it yourself by hitting start group, typing in 5v5 1v1 duels, tell people join in and list a group. And once you have 4 people sign up, you add them. Once you have a 5-member group, you close the LFG. Let me know in real ID that you are ready for some duels, and I'll queue you against another person out there. 32 tons and one shot everything. I have no idea if that's allowed or not, but yo, that's awesome, man. We got Holly here. Holly's trying to join in, although I can't actually have the groups random myself if I want to do the spectator mode, so somebody else will have to start it. I'm just doing this as an example. I gotta provide Dal Charles. What's your real ID, man? I'll add you. We'll get you against somebody else. How does that sound? But yeah, that's basically how you join. So you either join the groups that are already up and running, or you invite somebody else. Peachy, how you doing, my man? 469. You've been grinding, dude. What the hell? Yeah, 470. What? Did you get some really good Azerites or something? Dude, I don't work Azerites, and my best Azerites are from PvP, and one was from Mythic Plus Vendor. I don't even know how I feel about that, dude. I made one, started one. Awesome, man. Awesome. Dal, the most hands-on combat rogue for US for sure. Yo, that's super nice of you, dude. Come on, give it. Just look at the mustache, dude. Some people look at me for my mustache, but I want them to look for my soul, man. It's not about the mustache. It's what up here, not down here. Oh, shit, dude. CJ10. Hey, is that really your real ID? Really? You try to add me? Hold on. There. Oh, wait, that is your real ID. What the fuck? That looks funky. Well, I added you. You got a group. Let me know in reality, dude. Just PM me real quick. Let me know how many you got and if you're ready. Boom. You got yourselves a 5 out of 5. Yo, if CJ, if you are a lead and you're ready to go, man, I'm down. Why am I in LFG? Actually, yeah, that makes sense. I'm in LFG. Yeah, let me delist. Yo, CJ, let me know if you're ready, man. Hit me up. You good? 5 and ready? All right, I'm going to try adding your name and real ID to this group. CJ100116. Oh, Jesus. This is going to be hard to type. And boom, 5. We're in. I'm okay with that. We are in, boys. We're already getting into the first group of the day. Hopefully, you guys were out of the LFG. Make sure you're not in LFG when you queue up. Queue again. All right. Maybe bugged. All right, let me get the plays going. I might have to re-queue us a couple times. It usually bugs out the first time you do it. Hold on, hold on. I might have to redo it. Hold on. Give it 5. Give it 4. Give it 3. Give it 2. Give it 1. It probably bugged, so we're gonna do it again. Just have everybody press accept, and eventually we'll get there, guy. How does that sound? Here we go. Maybe that time will work. Maybe. We'll see. Is it a US? It is US. Saturdays are for the boys, boys. It's in the US on Saturdays, and Fridays it's over in the EU. My real ID is Linus. I can probably add you too if you have a group, man. Yeah, I want to try to add people that have groups, man. I want to try to add people that have groups. If you have a group, let me know how many you got, and I'll add you if you have 5, man. I think that was one of the best PvP comment I've ever seen. Yo, appreciate you, Kara. That's really nice of you. Yo, let's just queue again. We'll just queue again to take everybody out of the queue. This should crash the queue. And now if we go again, now we should be good to go, right? Hopefully. Are you sure you guys not in LFG right now? Boom. CJ, are you guys sure you're not in the LFG? Because it's probably crashing because, or it's probably not working because one of you has LFG still open. Or you don't have everybody. Привет, мой американский друг Kara Kappa. What's up, sick man? How you doing, man? Hasn't worked yet. Are you in LFG though? That's the question. I'm gonna queue the next one. Go for it, my man. Is it Realm EU? No, it's NA today, boys. Yo, buddy, what's up? But you excited, my man? You want to start a group? Help us out? We will barely get in the group, man. It would help to have somebody who knows how these groups start. You think I would have LFG on after doing this all the time? Come on, bruh. Oh my goodness. Alright, we'll queue again. Well, actually, let's try leaving this time and we'll re-queue. Maybe that'll work. So then it's probably bugged out, which is okay. It bugs out sometimes, and you just gotta do it a couple more times, and then it finally works. EU is Friday and Saturday. Yep. We are now Sunday. We are not Sunday. Today is Saturday, boys. What are you talking about? Click. Saturday. Saturday, boys. Saturday. Yeah. I think some of you guys in EU, it's like 12 a.m. So this is how I view time, right? Okay, so technically, if it's like 12 a.m. on a Sunday morning, like really early in the morning, like past night in the morning, a.m., 12 a.m., it's like technically yes, but I don't really consider it the next day until the sun is up. Like, it doesn't matter. It just makes it so much easier to live life like that. You know what I mean? At least that's how I do, dude. At least that's how I do. So you guys might be a little too literal in your time zones or whatever. I just keep it chill. Plus, we also go by the NA time zone too, since, you know, I'm NA and whatnot. I think that time it actually broke completely, so we should be good to re-queue, because that... Hey! We're in. Fuck yeah, boys! We got ourselves a duel for the day! Who do we got for today? Switch. We got ourselves team... Looks like Team Red is setting themselves up pretty early on. We got missing one person there. We got ourselves Boomasaur, getting ourselves a Rathguard. Wait, this is Boomasaur. Oh my goodness, he just poking from the Cotillions pants, dude. Playing the Demonology. Let's go. We got ourselves Halle here as well on Team Red as an Assassination Rogue wearing blue. We got ourselves Night Demon as a Demon Hunter. Swole Train as a Monk. God, dude, he decided, you know what? No gym for me. I'm gonna be a butcher for my family. He got the fish. He got the butcher's block, dude. We also got ourselves Zeta. You got that? Look at that man. Look at that suave guy. He got a rose in his mouth. Is he enhancement or is he elemental? Looks like elemental. We got ourselves on Team Blue. We got ourselves Ambird. Aventure in the back as an assassination rogue. CJ in there as a Beastmaster Hunter, I want to say. We got ourselves 7 Deadly. And we also got ourselves Ice Cream as a Frosty Frost Mage. First up is going to be Ambird as a Balanced Druid. It looks like it's going to be Swole Train up first, setting up a port. And it looks like Amber wants to give him a bit of the auto duel. The big walk for the big Cultura man as the first man on Team Blue versus Amber. First man of a lot of these charms across his shoulders and neck, man. Look at this guy. He got himself a nice form, all position ready to go. It's going to be a Balanced Druid versus a Windwalker Monk. The Boomkin dives into stealth, and it's going to be up to him to figure out when he wants to open on the Swole God himself. Swole Train actually popping into Boomy form, starting out with a couple dots. Swole Train is going to be using a bit of line of sight, waiting to engage for a little bit. That is going to be some dots, hopefully some procs with Ambird. I do wonder, how can a Boomkin play in these duels? Like, I think you either have to go for like some crazy proc build with a bunch of traits and essences that give you procs, or maybe some sort of huge incarnate. How do you play it? It's going to be instant trinket out of Amber. Let's see the Touch of Death attack him. It's actually going to get a root on the Swole Train. He's looking to line the side Swole Train while Touch of Death is on him. Barskin has been used already. Trinket as well has thorns if he needs to. It's going to go for a bit of a War Stomp, and it's going to try to continue the damage going on the Swole Train. Actually going to hit him with a silent. Swole Train does go for a Whirling Dragon Punch. Amber not looking all that healthy, having to go for a Crucible's defensive. Thorns up running. Needs to give himself a little bit extra heals, and looks like Swole Train is actually going to peel away, not hitting into Thorns for a second. Amber doesn't really have himself the best line of sight. He's actually going back into the bridge to catch a regrowth or two. But looks like Swole Train is going to have himself the massive Twilight Devastation Beam, which is going to do quite a bit of damage. With being a Woodwalker, you can increase your health quite a bit. It's going to be Amber locked down into a Whirling Dragon Punch. Swole Train takes him out as a Balanced Druid. I don't really know what you can do, but the man at least gave it a chance. Next up on Team Blue, who's it going to be? Swole Train already has one boy under the belt. This Butcher. This butcher Blaviken. It's gonna be Ice Cream up next as a Frosty Mage. Last time he did defeat Chillpills, the Frost Death Knight god himself. So we'll see if Ice Cream will have a bit of an easier time. It looks like he's actually gonna start with Frostbolt, not giving Swole Chain that easy walk up. He was Swole Chain wanted to give him the auto duel, but Ice Cream decided, you know what, I need to get the advantage here. Try to get it slow onto Swole Chain. Gonna be Alexiup. Chicken side of it, Alexiup immediately. That's gonna be rude with a Voodoo Totem dot onto Swole Chain. He's trying to close the gap, trying to maybe go for a Karma. Ray of Frost is coming out. Fist of Fury is gonna lock down Ice Cream for a second. He's gonna ice block out of it immediately. There's also going to be one of the appendages actually up by Ice Cream. Swole Chain is not killing it. That's gonna be Karma to reverse it back to Ice Cream. Looking to land a polymorph onto the Swole Chain, and it looks like he's actually just gonna wait. Trinket coming out for Swole Chain as a surprise. Still gonna be hit by yet another polymorph out of Ice Cream, as Ice Cream is just trying to control this monk as best as possible, hitting him with roots and slows, and it's actually looking to slow him down. Does go for Tiger's Lust, but looks like Tiger's Lust does clear out one of the Frostbolts. Needs to keep those Frostbolts on him as best as possible. It's going to be Twilight Devastation aimed in the wrong direction. Swole Chain needs to be aware which way he's aiming abilities. Incap is going to lock down Ice Cream, but he is super slow. It actually cannot catch up to the mage, and it's going to be a polymorph to catch another reset for Ice Cream. Looking to maybe get himself some food. I don't really know if he's going to get a tick of food out of this here. Looks like he's trying to go for food, but that polymorph is not going to last long at all. Swole Chain does get to use the Twilight Devastation. Actually aimed it in a random direction. I think it aimed from the direction the sheep was aiming. Alexiup to Ice Cream. Touch Death is going to apply second Ice Block for Ice Cream right now. Just dodging that damage completely into a root of Swole Chain. Frostbolts are going to be up to get the slow rolling. So speaking about rolling, Swole Chain rolling up onto the mage. Actually getting Nova'd right as he's trying to get to behind the pillar. Ray of Frost is slowing down completely. Actually cannot move anywhere. It's going to be Frozen Orb on top of the platform. I don't know if it's tagging Swole Chain, but looks like it is going to be. Those Ice Sets is actually doing quite a bit of damage. More Frostbolts coming out for Ice Cream. But Swole Chain is looking to maybe continue to light us on as best as possible. He actually took quite a bit of shatter damage from the Frost Mage. In capital, the Frost Mage. Does Swole Chain have anything? Those roots every single time he's trying to close the gap. Does go for a bit of a Tiger's Lust to clear the movement speed reductions. Does Dragon Kick on top of the Mage. Finally able to close the gap. Temporal coming up for Ice Cream. That is going to be Karma for Swole Chain as he's just trying to get himself more defensives rolling. Polymorph coming out by Ice Cream, and he's going to be able to get himself quite a good position here. Swole Chain is actually out in the open. So all these frosty damage, all those shatters, actually going to be quite good for Ice Cream. He's actually able to get quite a bit of damage onto Swole Chain as he's trying to get himself behind the pillar, setting up a port. Ice Cream needs to get himself some more of those technically procs. Needs to get Swole Chain out in the open. Needs to get those technically procs. Looks like Twilight Devastation is coming for him, but it doesn't travel as far as he wants it to. Vivifies are coming out for Swole Chain, and Ice Cream is going to have to go for a longer game. The Swole Chain is going to have a lot of line of sight here to go for a lot of resets. So for this Frosty Mage, it's actually going to be quite an interesting position. Ice Cream is back up at full health actually, and so is Swole Chain. The dampening is just now starting to kick in. Swole Chain already rocking down that ivory looking tiger mount from the season 4 PvP. So he's already got his arenas capped out already. He got his mount and everything ready. He's looking to close the gap with Ice Cream. Tiger's Lust right after. Needs to get a Frostbolt to slow him. Does get a root. Quite a bit of damage to shatter onto Swole Chain, just kind of out of nowhere by this Frost Mage. As long as he's able to get those Frostbolts in and get some roots onto Swole Chain, he's actually got himself a good spot. It's actually going to drop down the Frozen Orb behind Swole Chain. He has to take all this damage. He's going to try to see if he can defense it up with Defuse Magic, trying to Vivify to catch up on healing a little bit. That Tentacle is actually out in the open for Ice Cream, so he needs to get Swole Chain somehow away from the pillars. Somehow needs to catch him at a better position in order to be able to lock him down. Swole Chain maybe looking for a mount up or something. It looks like these two are just going for a bit of a reset. Maybe Swole Chain just waiting until he can mount up and get close to Ice Cream. He just basically needs to be far away from any line of sight for Ice Cream to really take him down. He needs to get lucky on a couple of those Corruption Tentacle procs, and that'd be perfect for him. Swole Chain closing in. That's going to be a Nova by Ice Cream, or the Pet Nova at least. The Pet Freeze is going to be able to polymorph him out in the open. If Ice Cream has a bunch of damage here, if he just can kite Swole Chain around for a little bit, that'll be perfect. Does go for even more shatter with the Icy Nova. He's going to blink away from Swole Chain. Rolls coming in. Swole Chain actually down to half health into a Nova. That's going to be more shatters right now. Swole Chain, Ray of Frost is hitting him. That's going to be Karma onto Ice Cream. Does not have an Ice Block to deal with this for about a minute, but he can actually get some slows onto Swole Chain regardless though. Cone of Cold. Swole Chain actually having a bit of a hard time figuring out how he wants to deal with this. Did get quite a bit of healing from that Karma. Frostbolts are still flying. He's taking quite a lot of damage. Every one of those Frostbolts, it's almost like the Frost Mage's bag, boys, because normally Frost Mage does very little damage with the Frostbolts and everything. That's going to be Ice Cream summoning a fresh new pet, Swole Chain. I mean, dampening is 12%. He's going to have Karma in about a minute. Ice Cream catching up on health, so is he. It looks like it's going to be a longer duel for Ice Cream to finally finish the guy off. I mean, I haven't seen a Frost Mage really play all that amazing in such a long while. And because we never see him in duels ever. So, I just want to give this Frost Mage an opportunity here just to play against Wall Chain. Maybe the line of sight and self-healing of Wall Chain might be too strong here. Because this room has a lot on the side. I mean, there's pillar here, there's the upper side, lower side, the ramp here, and all the pillar that it creates as well. I mean, the only thing Ice Cream really has is Blinks and Roots, which actually, as long as he cycles through them properly against Wall Chain, he'll be in a good spot. Trying to min-max the range for Wall Chain, but he has this ramp to just get behind. That's going to be a Nova, actually even a teleport for Wall Chain. Get yourself even more line of sight. 2 pillars for him, separating between him and Ice Cream. He's actually going to pull his pet back, letting Wall Chain kind of recover. I feel like Ice Cream might need to push up and be more aggressive here if he wants to end the get the win. I feel like he just might need to get Wall Chain in the corner of the room somewhere, like playing in one of the corners of this area might be the best, like the least line of sight that can help him, the better. But he's just trying to go for, it feels like, a slower game overall. Honestly, like, this might be a dampener, boys. This might be a game until dampener, because the monk... Wait, somebody on Team Blue left? Oh, wait, I think it was the Boom Killer left. I was gonna say somebody else somebody left. Don't leave, boys. It's only 8 minutes in. We just started. In cap onto the mage. Swoltron trying to go for the big damage. It's gonna be big damage out of him. Touch of death as well. Does have wall up and running and everything. Guys, just trying to reduce the damage of the touch of death. Is gonna get ticked. Does get ticked for very little. They absorbed a majority of it. Looks like Swoltron is kind of just trying to maybe all in the mage. Ice Cream is just kiting him around. Does get the Nova. Could be a Tiger's Lust. It is gonna be Tiger's Lust. Does get another Nova. That's gonna be a tentacle right here, which he actually does eliminate immediately. And Ice Cream backed up way far away, actually. Doesn't want to stay on the same platform as Swoltron whatsoever. Not even going for frostbolts on the guy. I don't really know. I guess he could. I think he actually could have stayed next to Swoltron, keeping him from running away. He really is just trying to pull him out in the open. That's going to be interrupted onto the Polymer of Ice Cream, getting the lockdown on the slows. That's going to be Ice Block off of that Fist of Fury. Maybe a little bit too early over defensive incap as the Polymer for trying to come out. Swoltron Tracker's lost himself out of that Nova, and that's going to be. He got to stop moving. Is he messing with the guy at this point? You gotta just stop moving at one point. I don't know if he was like DC'd or what, or lagging, maybe? Did he give up? He has a karma. Maybe he just gave up because it was, maybe he got tired of the Frost Mage kites? Maybe? Nobody on Steam is DC'd. Actually, I think we have a... No, we don't have a DC either. Huh. Alright, well, I guess Ice Cream kills Swoltron. Rage Quit DC, maybe? I have no idea. He just stood at one point. Alright, boys. Team Red, who you got next? We basically... Oh, we waited 10 minutes for this? You're kidding me, man. 10 minutes to end it like that. That was just the worst. That was the worst. There was a lot of running. Monk getting tired of kiting. Okay. I mean, I guess so. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's exactly what happened. Looks like it's going to be Hala up next. Oh, Hala trying to go for the walk, trying to give him the honor duel. But Hala, honestly, I feel like with dampening being this high, you're just actually not helping your team whatsoever. You got Boomstar, you got Night Demon, you got Zedicus, who got quite a bit of self-healing on themselves. So you better honestly just run in and tear the other enemy apart. And look, you guys trying to be very, very honorable. Mount up, run up, give him a quick bow, go back, restart, do your thing if you want to. But the dampening is cycling up, man. We're only 10 minutes into this duel because the Monk and the Mage duel, which I feel like could have ended a while ago. Ice Cream maybe just played way too conservative for the Monk. Still not sure what happened. It's going to be Garoto, but a Bahala is going to hit it into Polymer. Ice Cream is making sure to get maximum range to get those frostbolts up and running. Is he going to be able to kite the Rogue? I would think actually Assassination Rogue would be the perfect spec for Ice Cream to fight against. The dots are going to be quite annoying to deal with, sure. But the slows and only having one shadow step for Hala is just not going to be good for him. It's just going to get sprayed with frozen novas back and forth, the freezes and everything. Ice Nova maybe. Hala shadow stepping, and now he's out in the open. Has Mark ready for Ice Cream. Wants to hit him with a killer shot, but he actually can't do anything at all. Smoke bomb, but the Ray of Frost is already midair. Actually, just needs one more or two. Ice Lances does get him into another route. Let's see, Hala barely had any health. Does go for advantage. Does Ice Cream find him somehow or not? Hala is actually getting right back up to Ice Cream afterwards into a Garrote. Super low in health. Probably could have recovered it a little bit defensively, but that's going to be Ice Nova and Ice Cream taking him out. That's probably the best setup that you could have with a class. You know, that's not really super mobile. Night Demon, I think, tried to walk up to Ice Cream to give him a bit of a bow, but that's going to be a polymorph at the beginning. Ice Cream going for a bit of a eat. Is Night Demon going to let him eat or not? Is actually getting frozen. Can't even do anything about it if he wanted to. So Ice Cream is kind of engaging him into the fight, making sure he has himself the opener. And the Frostbolts come out, but that's going to be a Night Demon, a Demon Hunter, a far more mobile class, imprisoned onto Ice Cream. Off the top, into an Immolation Royal, stun onto Ice Cream right now. Does have a Trinket if he needs to. Actually has just about every defensive except for Ice Block. That's coming back in 30 seconds. Does have a Cold Snap. If he can survive the Cold Snap, he might be fine. That's going to be meme beam for Night Demon. Flying up in the air. Ice Cream is actually going to get right under him. He's going to go for procs. He's going to get himself a shield that's going to be pretty low and dampening. Trying to Frostbolt out the Night Demon, but his health is actually taking quite a chunk into a Nova, into a Night Demon. Doesn't have a lot of health. Is he going to go down right now? Actually just fell rush to the Nova and just ended himself. What are these guys doing? Oh my god, Night Demon, dude. I feel like with how long that first game took, the two next guys after Swole Chain had to play, I mean, they were just like probably like watching like, oh. they kind of, the brains melted, dude. The brains got frozen after Ice Cream took a chance with them. Ice Block for Ice Cream right now. As Boomstar trying to get a setup with his pets, he actually went for Bioscourge Bombers this round. Try to make a Shadow Bolt spam in class work. Is actually going to turn on and even start hitting the pet in order to gain the soul shards from Ice Cream, which is pretty good for him. Ice Cream actually not locked down on Frost anymore, but he's going to get feared away with a Death Cold. Try to get a Rare Frost into Boom. He does go for a Reflect. Not like it's actually going to do anything for him. Ice Cream does not have any health whatsoever. Does go for a Cone of Cold, missing everything. I don't even know if he aiming for a pet or not. I think he just panicked at this point. The last two guys was a little bit too easy for him. Boomstar is actually making him panic a little bit. No health available on Ice Cream. Boomstar tried to see if we can just Death Bolt him down a bit. The doggos come out. Barely has any health. Does go for a second Ice Block as a stun comes out. Ice Cream has to sit that Ice Block. No health available. Temporal coming up very, very soon, but not a lot of health to really temporal off of him. Boomstar using his pet, using Ice Cream's pet in order to gain free resources, and down goes Ice Cream. Who's up next? It's going to be a Vinci up and running right after. Boomstar does have tentacles of his own too. I feel like for a caster class, especially for a mage, tentacles are actually quite huge if you can kite him around. Sap onto Boomstar's pet. And Avinci trying to go in the opener as a sub-rogue actually. Chicken for Boomstar into Aura Effect. Onto Avinci with a fear right after. Is going to hit him with Handle Down. Avinci did trick it out of it. Could be a stun by the pet any moment now. Does hit him with a stun. Stun traded for a stun. Demonic Tyrant up and running. Does he have a second stun to follow? Avinci does pop Evasion, but that's going to be a Tyrant slapping him around. All cast spells with Bioscourge Bombers dropping from the top. The Tyrant needs to recast his spells. He's going for it. Yep. Cheap shot onto Boomstar. Super DR'd. Avinci's taking quite a bit of damage from all those pets. Cloak Shot is coming out as the Tyrant is about to dissipate. I feel like he probably should have used it a little bit earlier. It looks like one of them went for an Invis. Looks like Boomstar is using the Invisible Trinket, which opens up a portal. You step right through it, and you actually go invisible. But after the portal ends, you actually take 10% more damage. Sap it to Boomstar before he can get himself a full, fresh batch of Hellstones. So actually, Avinci could be in a decent spot. Boomstar does have a lot of CC. Cheap shot into Boomstar as the sap comes out on the pet. The pet is going to land a stun onto Avinci immediately. It could be a death call out of Boomstar right after. It is going to be a death call into a fear to follow. Boomstar is just trying to build himself up a bit of an army of imps, but that's going to need a bit of CC onto Avinci. Is going to get the couple instant cast. Smoke bomb coming out by the rogue. Could actually still get a big turnaround onto Boomstar. Boom still holding on to a wall. Has a little bit of a reflect available as well, so you could be able to use that. There's going to be big shadow steps for Avinci. Staying on top of Boom. That's going to be Bioscourge Bombers doing quite a bit of damage to him though. Not going to survive it as Boom pops wall. Avinci barely had any health. Actually, I don't even know how he was managing to heal himself, but Boom is going to be stuck at very low health with CJ up next. C Jizzle. versus Boomasaur. Trying to land a fear onto the Hunter. Does juke out the kick. It's going to be stunned by the Hunter. And it's going for a line aside. Boomasaur is having to use a Warlock Hellster right now. Fear onto the pet. That's about all he can do, and does get a Death Glow onto Jizzle, but it didn't come out fast enough. If only the Death Glow connected earlier, that would have at least gave Boomstar a little bit of help, but it's 69% dampening. What can you really do? Zeracarus is up next as an Elemental Shaman. I'm pretty sure Elemental gonna get a Flame Shock onto the Hunter. It's a Jizzle. Kind of used the majority of his cooldowns earlier. He does have himself Bestial Wrath back up. It's going to be Counter Strike Totem onto the by the Elemental Shaman. And what is that essence right now? What is that effect actually? Is that an essence? Is that a trinket? Is that something? I don't even know what that is. I've seen it before, but I have no idea what it does. See, Jizzle got himself a little bit of damage up and running with Bestial Wrath. It's going to be Capacitor Totem running over him, which might be good for Xenophus, but he does get himself a big Blood of the Enemy. It's going to get interrupted on nature, however. Getting knocked far away is going to accidentally pick up the eye, trying to go for healing surges. The Blood of the Enemy really going out of the window. Hopefully, he should have set himself up the Stormbringer a little bit early. Then Blood of the Enemy, big Earth Shock, big Zaps right after. That could have been huge damage. Does have his Elemental backup. See, Jizzle looking to catch himself a little bit of reset. Not pulling the pet back, but it's got to try to sit behind the pillar. Stormkeeper is up and running for the Shaman. Does get to use up one of the blasts of the Stormkeeper into a Turtle Shell. Gonna be Sages will break it out of Turtle Shell just to interrupt Zit. And it might be able to have one more blast, one more Lightning Bolt available. Does he use it? He has Lightning Lasso out of a stun though, so that's actually going to be very hard. Earthshock to follow. Jizzle is actually still alive because Zit didn't really properly get his stun rotation rolling. If he just got that Lightning Lasso, that would have been game, but he actually stunned with the Elemental Pet, which has a short stun, which made his Lasso shorter stun, but I think he ends up taking the kill either way with those Frost Shocks at barely any health. And 7 Deadlies up next from Illidan, looking to maybe get a setup. It's super high on dampening. Not a lot you can essentially do. He's trying to give him a bit of like an honor duel at least, like, hey, you know, what's up? You know, you here. You can heal if you want to. Maybe Mage Food will let him, actually. Wait. Maybe Mage Food will let him. Wait, does he even have Mage Food? I was pretty sure the Mage was on blue team. Yeah, the Mage was on team blue. There was no Mage on the other team. Was that because I guess it was just sitting down for a rest? Yin, 81% dampening. You're not really going to get a lot of healing, guy. You're not really going to have a lot of healing. You can take Ice Cream, and you can take Swole for that one, man. I think he's just trying to give him as much of an honor duel as he possibly can. It's just going to have to go up since no more healing can really essentially be gotten. Zed is just going to have to play with what he's got. Going to drop down the Counter Strike Totem back on the Demon Hunter. It's going to hit him in the stun. 7 Deadly does trick it out for a Whirling Dragon Punch. Stun short onto Zed, but he has no health at all. And down he goes. So many kills was that for Ice Cream, actually? He did quite a bit of damage. 3 kills. That was a weird one, dude. That was a weird first game, but hey, we'll take it. 20 minutes in on that one, dude. 20 minutes! Oh my goodness. What is that? What is that, dude? I don't even understand. How many duels are we in on NA? 134. Holy shit, dude. NA, dude. You guys are ahead of EU on the amount of duels we have. Raven got 5. Seaver got 5. All right. Let's get another group up and running, boys, right after Raven versus Seavark. Some Frost action? Yo, I'm fine with Frost action, dude. That was... I feel like that duel could have ended a little bit earlier. But the mage was going very carefully. So was the monk. But, like, the way it ended was so anticlimactic. I thought, like, oh, it's not worth it. That should have just ended in the first 2 minutes. Monk should have just continued trucking on, or the mage should have just continued trucking on. Because if it's like has a long game, but it's a big payoff, I like it. When it doesn't have a big payoff, boo, is what I say. Frost Mage outkited the monk? I mean, I guess so. Technically. He gave up. I don't know if it's... I don't know. Is it legitimate if he just gives up? I don't know how I feel about that. You know what I mean? I don't know how I feel about that. Switch. What do we got? Team Blue is ready. We got ourselves Al... How do you say your name? Aldevana Thol. I don't know. Aldi, how you doing, my man? Are you working by any chance or actually human? Look at that face, dude. We got ourselves also Drally. We got ourselves Hell Hunter. We got ourselves Peachy in the back as a feral. And Thundress is an elemental Shaboy versus Team Red with Boomasaur, I think, going back. Oh no, it's still Demonology. We got Seavark in the back as I want to say Arcane, maybe? Frost? It's hard to tell. We got ourselves Depression here. We got ourselves Jade Soldier. Look at... anything but Jade. And we also got Swole Train, Ass Team Red, Swole Train going up first. Yo, Hellhunter, don't kite this man. Don't make it a super long kite game with him, please. Hellhunter, what are you, Beast Mastery? I think you're Beast Mastery. Maybe a Marksman even. Could be a surprise marksman. He does have a pet. The pet is sparking. I want to say it's a mastery pet, but we'll see. Hellhunter goes for a bit of a bow for Swole Train. He gives a bow right back. It's going to start him with a slow off the bat. Swole Train rolling behind the pillar, stunned by the pet. It is a beast mastery hunter as Hellhunter is trying to get himself a bit of a setup. Not popping any cooldowns just yet. Not really going for big cooldowns. In cap by Swole Train, looking to get himself a big old leg sweep. Touch of Death, maybe. He's going to get the images up and running, increasing his health. Karma as well as Touch of Death. Hellhunter could literally turtle out of this. Is trying to get a freezing trap onto Swole Train, popping in himself survival of the fittest. Probably should have just sacrificed Turtle at that point because that was a big defensive. It's actually going to have to go for acceleration. Let's try to see if he can run away from Swole Hunter for now. Or Swole Train, Swole Tyrion. Disarm onto the Hunter for a second. Fist of Fury is flying from the Cold Tyrion Monk for a second. The Hunter doesn't really have anywhere to go. I feel like maybe a couple mistakes have been made by the Hunter. Cannot get away from the Monk for the life of him. Turtle Shell still available with the 1-2. Actually pulled his pet away for a second. Somehow the pet was stunned or whatever. It looks like the pet gets random stuns from time to time. Fist of Fury coming down. Hellhunter might have to Turtle Shell this, and he has Turtle Shell it. It's going to be the pet empowered now. It looks like that is a Beast Shell Wrath, that or some other ability. But Hellhunter is going to try to see if he can slink back behind the pillar. Swole Train, get a nice dragon kick to catch up. In cap onto Hellhunter, trying to get a slow up. Stunned by the Hunter onto Swole Train. No trick available. Is he going to be able to get the big damage up? Kids walk from the wrong person. I'm so sorry. It's going to be Hellhunter. Try to see if he actually can get a root on Swole Train. Does land it into a disarm by the Monk for a second. Does eat a freezing trap, however. Finally, the Hunter gets himself some distance away from the Monk. Might be able to pull his pet back and give himself that Spirit Man. Is going to get himself a Spirit Man as well. Just honestly needs to keep the Monk out in the open for just a second. Hit him with a bunch of abilities. Get the pedal beefed up with Frenzy. Get the auto attacks really rolling. Bestial Wrath, stun lock him, and he should be in a good spot. Trying to go for as far as he can around the border of the arena. Fist of Fury do lock him down, doing quite a bit of damage. Does hit him with the Whirling Dragon Punch as the Hunter tries to disengage. Does land a freezing trap and accidentally picking up the eyes though. Look at this man, dude. Look how graceful he looks. I think he broke that right arm, but he looks graceful either way. That's going to be a biting shot by the Hunter. Targets us for Swole Train. Not a set in a biting shot at all. It looks like Hellhunter kind of just... He keeps stopping for no reason. I don't really know what he's doing, but he keeps stopping for a second. Just stops using all abilities, stands still, pops an ability, then starts moving. I'm not really sure what they're trying to do, but that's going to be a leg sweep. Images up and running. I think Swole Train is just looking to him. And the duel? I feel like this duel should have been long a while ago. How's Hellhunter healing himself? Is that what's going on? I actually am confused. Swole Train trying to land some Fist of Furies onto Hellhunter, trying to make the most amount of damage happen here. And Hellhunter is still somehow alive. Exhilaration has been used. Don't know if they still have the pet Spirit Man available or not. I believe that is what keeping him alive. Touch of Karma coming down. Swole Train actually taking quite a bit of damage. Again, he keeps swapping the wrong person. Fist of Fury to lock him down. Hellhunter barely has any health. Doesn't go for a faint death. Well, Swole Train actually backing up completely. Don't know if that was a good idea. Hellhunter still has dots, and down he goes. I don't even know where those dots came from, honestly. But down that Hunter goes. That was a little awkward to look at, boys. Not gonna lie. I don't really know what Hellhunter was trying to do. It didn't look like he was trying to play this class at all. It was like, it looked like he was just trying to run circles around Swole Train. I don't even know how he wasn't dying. I'm actually interested how he wasn't dying the whole time. But it's gonna be a nice bow between Swole and between Dralic. Hopefully Dralic as a red paladin will be able to go a little bit more aggressive here. Hopefully it'll be a little bit less of running circles around Swole Train, because he's gonna run circles around you, man. That's the most mobile class, and one of the most mobile classes in the game. I don't know if you want to do that. Swole Train looks like he's just going to set himself up around the pillar at the stairs. Drac looking like he wants to push in, but he kind of wants to let the Monk come to him instead. In cap by the Monk, leg sweep to follow. Is he going to go for big touch of death? He's going to get touch of death. Images up and running. It's actually tricking out of the Hodge as Drac is just looking to line aside and get away from Swole Train while the touch of death goes off. Trying to take the minimal amount of damage from it. And it's looking like he's just going to continue cutting him around. Hand freedom is up a little bit early. Does have wings up and running. Images still up for Swole Train. Does pop a wall with a disarm onto Drac. It looks like he's just going to port away. Drac needs to get a pony up and catch up to Swole Train immediately if he wants to get the maximum damage out of that Shield of Vengeance. It looks like just as a defensive, it was good enough. Swole Train looked like he was the one who wants to go for a bit of kiting. He did get a shrink out of Drac, so if he can go for a big setup next time with the next leg sweep, Drac should should not be able to shrink it out of the next stun. His human racial should be on cooldown. Bob coming out for Drac actually. I see the Swole Train going for a full set of images. Hodge coming down by the Paladin. Does he have any setup whatsoever? That's going to be Temple's Verdict. Actually getting Swole Train to about almost 50% health. It's been Cranky coming out for Swole Train as he's just going to get back into the tussle with Drag. Does have Lexium. Doesn't have the most amount of damage here. No images, but the Fist of Fury is going to lock down Drag a little bit down. Wings are up and running for the Paladin. Instant disarm for Swole Train. Is that a bubble available? No bubble available for the Paladin, and Swole Train takes him out very easily. Peachy is up next as a Feral Druid. Hopefully, they'll have an easier time against Swole Train. Just going to start on stealth immediately. Just looking to see if he can maybe get himself a good angle on Swole Train. Does see where the port is up. Swole Train getting opened up, and that should be full set of bleeds. Big bite maybe to follow. It looks like Speech is actually going for a slightly slower opener. Does get himself twisted appendage, which is going to force the karma on the Swole Train while Thorns is up with Peachy. Swole Train just trying to make that karma and do the most amount of damage to Peachy. Doesn't cap it for a second. I don't know if that takes away all the karma damage, but it's going to be double crucible with Peachy as he's looking to continue kiting Swole Train. Swole Train feeling very confident here. Does get a restun and a restun. Big bite onto Swole Train, and Peachy looking to continue to get away. He got the bleeds up and running. He even got a twisted appendage in case Swole Train pokes around the corner. But he got himself just a decent opener. The more of those appendages he can get, the better. Swole Train does set himself up a bit of a ring of peas, ring of boopity bob to keep himself at bay. Peachy gonna wait it out a little bit. 6 minutes in. Leg sweep by Swole Train. Force the trick out of Peachy. Wall coming out by Swole Train. Is he gonna go follow that up with a touch of death by any chance? I don't think so. Normally, a lot of monks like to do that. Just pop wall and then also pop touch of death and just continue on. But at least he's just using it as a defensive. Big bite, or at least what thought it was going to be a big bite at Peachy. Appendages do come out. So Ultra trinket it out of that root. Needs to kill the appendage. Doesn't do quite a bit of damage to him. Actually chooses to go for a bit. Oh, Haymaker to follow onto Peachy after popping the defensive of Diffuse Magic to deal with the appendage instead of having to kill that thing. Didn't want to spend a global jabbing it while Fist of Fury was flying, so better pop a defensive while it's up. And Peachy still has cooldown, still wants to go for a big setup onto Swole Train. Huge bite to follow after, does not really have any burst to follow up from that. And Peachy is looking just to catch another full reset. Swole Train is going to have to vivify himself back up to full. 7 minutes in. The dampening is starting to set in little by little. 60% dampening, still going to allow these guys to do quite a bit of healing. Thorns are off of Peachy, which is actually pretty bad for Swole Train. Does have karma if he wants to really min-max the damage. It looks like Swole Train is just trying to see if he can get himself a little bit of running. Does port away from Peachy, try to juke him out, but looks like he's just gonna have to hug that corner some more. Might have to be using karma here pretty soon. He is pretty low in health. Popping in images after Elixir put to Peachy. Fist of Fury to follow right after. Does he have the damage to follow? Peachy actually super low. Karma coming out by Swole Train. Peachy cannot attack whatsoever. Does get a twisted appendage proc, which is going to reverse the damage back through that karma. Peachy actually not looking that good as the Twilight Devastation Beam follows. Actually super low in health. Oh my goodness. And Swole Train does take down Peachy at the very end. Oh my goodness. I felt like the first two duels were a little bit slower, and the Peachy turned out to heat by just a hair, just by a little bit. Looks like it's going to be Thundress next. It looks like it is going to be Thundress. Getting a Flame Shock into Swole Train immediately. He does break his own incap though. Lightning Lasso coming out. No chicken available for Swole Train for 30 seconds, 20 seconds. And Thundress could actually do a lot of damage. Does he have any resources? Oh no, the Dragon Kick does not work for Swole Train whatsoever. The Frost Shocks are keeping him slowed. Is going to get himself a bit of a port upstairs. And Thundress is looking to catch up with the guy immediately. We actually just lost somebody on Team Blue. Not a lot we can do about it. Touch of Death onto Thundress right now as it looks like he might be taking a lot of damage here. Stormkeeper coming down, and Swole Train is going to take a bunch of damage. Popping Diffuse Magic. Big Earthshot coming down. Thundress having to wall himself off right now. Leg sweep as he's trying to get a Hex off of his Swole Tier, and does get an interrupt onto the Hex. Looks like Thundress might be going down here in just a moment. Lightning Lasso does come in clutch, but it's still super DR. Does Thundress have knocked back at all? Needs to get slows, continuing slows onto Swole Train. Actually has him super low, but Swole Train does take him out at the end. Now we did have somebody on Team Blue leave. I don't even know who left, dude, but they bailed before they wanted to go for a big old 1v5 with Swole. I don't even know what happened, dude. His screen froze versus the mage who would have won probably. Oh yeah, unlucky, dude, unluckers. But there it is, Swole Train, big old 1v4. Slow duel at the very beginning, but he did kick up a little bit as Peachy came in. What is that Beastmaster Hunter doing, boys? I actually have no idea. It looked like he was like, sometimes you look at a class and you're like, Like, you could see that they're trying to play the class. They're trying to get some sort of a setup going. But the guy was, like, running around, maybe even, like, keyboard turning or whatever. And when a player just starts keyboard turning, like this, right? Like, when you're just not even strafing, you're just like, doing this back and forth thing. It's just like, I don't even know what's going on, dude. I actually don't even know what's going on. I don't think they even know what's going on either. Dan, yo, swole cheering, like, cool cheering, you dingus. I know it is. I know. Is that you, man? Is that Dan? Is Dan the swole cheering? Wait, I have Dan up here, don't I? What? Where's Dan? Dan Smoke. Are you offline? I think you're offline. 2 out of 5. Alright, Sav got a group. Seavark got a 4 out of 5. CJ, Boom, Raven, and Seavark. You know, if you guys got a group up and running, Sav is trying to get one up and running as well. He got 2 out of 5. Are you guys Horde Alliance? If you guys got a group and you're looking for more, pop it in the chat to see if anybody wants to join in. Let them know, like, hey, I'm Alliance, hey, I'm Horde. That should help you find groups a lot easier from the chat. Be like, yo, Alliance, US, 2 out of 5, we need more. And more people will pop in. That might be a little bit easier. My UI keeps freaking out on this character. Is this character that's broken? I have this character right now. Group ready? Seawark got a 4, CJ got a group. Alright, we can probably get Seawark versus CJ, if anything. But my UI freaks out quite badly on this character. Some of the other characters that also freaks out, I think it's only while I'm streaming though. Something about OBS, maybe it's a triple monitor setup or whatever. Maybe it's because one monitor is portrait mode. One monitor in the middle is 144 hertz. This one on the right here is 60 hertz normal, like landscape. This one is 60 hertz portrait. So my graphics card is like, huh? Most likely. Alright, we got Seawark versus CJ. Let's get them up and running real quick. CJ 100116 versus and Seawark. Here we go, boys. Let's get another one up and running. Black Rook Hold Arena. I actually like Black Rook Hold a lot. Dan's in your favorites list. Oh, is he? I guess I missed it. My bad. What's up, Augustin? How you doing, man? I heard monks are getting nerfed. Couldn't be more happier. If they are getting nerfed, I'll be surprised. But they recently got buffed for single target leg sweep. Oh no, Rise and Sun Kick and Black Eye Kick got a single target damage buff, like 10-15%. Which isn't insane. It's mostly PvE buff, but for PvP I think it makes them even stronger than they were already. He was my favorite YouTuber. I'm French. What's up, man? Hope you're having a good one. Bonjour. How to beat a monk? Use the mage to freeze his PC, dude. Frost Mage froze his PC. That actually could be part of the video. The fact that his PC froze and it's a Frost Mage. I actually dig it, dude. I actually dig it. Switch. We got ourselves Team Blue with Avinci playing Assassination in the back. We got ourselves Crimson as a Demon Hunter. Raven Trat as Unholy DK. 7 Deadly as a Demon Hunter. And we got Ice Skim as a Frost Mage here to freeze people's PCs all over again. Boomstar in the back as a Destra Warlock. Oh, Demonology still? No, he is Demonology now. Arcane Mage Seawark. Depression as a Demon Hunter. Jade Soldier as a Fury. And Peachy as a Feral. First off, putting up a little bit extra corruption. As you can see, he's a little bit purple looking. Little purple boy. It looks like it's going to be versus Crimson. Crimson did not go for Spectral Sight. I guess we're trying to figure out who is fighting, but generally the rule is if the enemy isn't stealth, there's a good chance that they're probably the one dueling. It's going to be Crimson trying to get himself a bit of an intercept onto Peach. He does intercept him for a second. Looks like he has the Auto Town for Imprison to be a full duration that doesn't break through healing or damage, which is going to be quite good against the healing over time by Peachy in case he wants to go for a bit of CC. Let's get himself that Metamorphosis up and running through I-Beam. I don't believe he actually went full meta just yet. Peachy looking to light inside the guy and kite him around a little bit. The most mobile class versus another most mobile class. It is going to be Skull Patch Interrupt onto Crimson, which is actually quite deadly for a lot of Demon Hunters. You do want to interrupt them on I-Beam. That's going to be a stun by Peachy, looking like he wants to end the game right now. Does he have the bleeds onto Crimson? Looks like he does. And he does fall over very ungracefully. Peachy brought him down, put up the bleeds, rooted him down, and was like, you know what? Out. I'm done. But you really do want to interrupt the Demon Hunter on I-Beam. Most Demon Hunters will run a Azeroth trait, where on I-Beam, once they finish casting full set of I-Beam, and they have to finish it, they get a massive haste buff, which means a lot more Fury regeneration, lots more auto attacks, lots more everything, and procs if they have a bunch of corruptions. So if you interrupt it, they actually don't get the haste buff. They still get the Metamorphosis, but they don't get a massive haste buff. They get a haste buff for being in demon form, but not that, like, I don't know, in PvP it'll be like, so in PvP traits are half as effective, so it'd be like 1,500 haste. which is quite a lot. Peachy getting sapped up. As I mentioned, does pick up the eye opening with a cheap shot. It is playing that sub-rogue actually instead of the assassination. Is going to be a big opener with a bunch of eviscerates. Peachy popping in thorns. And that's going to be cloaker shadows for Avinci off the bat. Peachy popping a wall and just looking to get away from the rogue ASAP. Avinci's just still trying to stay on him. Actually going to be a reversal by Peachy onto Avinci. Does catch a resell, hit him with a rake and is looking to just get away and catch a couple regrows back to back. Avinci not able to find the feral. Does have bleeds on him. Peachy closing back in, making sure that he can close in as the stun comes out for him. Is going to get a root onto Avinci. Refreshed all his dots and is actually looking like he's going to get himself another opener. Avinci might as well just go for another set of eyes if anything. That or just try to stay away from him. Peachy try to randomly intercept him with an AoE. That's going to be a tentacle spawn, I believe, by Peachy. Avinci's going to take a lot of damage from that thing. Why he's getting the opener onto the feral, into a kidney shot, does hit him with a bit of eviscerate, but he doesn't do the most amount of damage. Cheap shot right after is going to be thorns to follow. Does eventually have a blind. He is popping evasion. Try to continue doing damage to Peachy, but he's choosing not to really hit into thorns right now. But he's still taking big hits of damage, big chunks of damage, still just super low. Drinking for Peachy at the very end, and he's gonna dumpster him down with a crucible. Just a crucible slam dunk right after. I think it's gonna be Ice Cream up next as a Frosty Mage. I don't really know what a Frosty Mage can do much against a feral. I know you can try to kite him as best as possible, but the power shifts from the feral is going to be huge. Power shifts out of Novas, power shifts out of slows, power shifts out of everything, and you can power shift between like a bear form and a cat form, which is just going to give him so much more sustainability because bear form just makes him super tanky. Going to be a stun onto Ice Cream in the opener. Ice Cream is going to have to go for a little bit of a setup. Going for a temporal immediately. Peachy is already out there power shifted from bear form, so then he can power shift out of the next slow into cat form to be already offensive. Peachy actually taking quite a bit of damage from the Frost Mage. Does hit him with a Frozen Orb on one side. Actually wants to keep Peachy next to the Frozen Orb as possible. Is that Frozen Orb even hitting him? He has Blizzard on one side, Frozen Orb on the other, and a Frost Mage in the back, and there's also Frost Mage's pet attacking him as well. Is he going to be able to get any slows onto the Druid at all? Hit him with a Frostbolt? Maybe no, he does not. Peachy is just going to run out of it. Power shifting between his travel form for mobility. And it looks like Ice Cream does have some sort of traits, some sort of essences that give him a little bit extra to work with here. Looks like he is playing at least a passive for... I would say at least a passive for Breath of the Dying, because it is randomly proccing onto Peachy, even though he's not always attacking him. Peachy actually was going to go for a bit of a reset, turns around back onto Ice Cream. Frostbolt, does he hit him? Actually disconnect the Frostbolt. That's going to be Twisted Appendage. Peachy needs to eliminate it. That's doing quite free damage for Ice Cream right now. Peachy goes for a restyle. The Appendage is still slapping him around. Ice Cream dropping down the Frozen Orb. Needs to get a bunch of Novas onto Peachy to slow him down. It's going to go for an Ice Bug refreshment, taking off all his bleeds for a second. I need to send the pet over there at Peachy at all times to just attack the guy always. But it's going to be a Blizzard to slow down Peachy. Does poke out, hitting Ice Cream with a Crucible. Ice Cream super low in health. Second Crucible right after. Did not do the most amount of damage. Looks like Peachy didn't have the strongest Crucible available, but he's just going to go for a reset. Yeah, I essentially don't know if a Frost Mage can do anything against Peachy. He does have the pet chasing after Peachy at all times and kind of auto-attacking him basically the whole time. There's going to be a second Ice Bug to take the bleeds off. So he does have the pet auto-attacking him, which I believe the pet can proc corruptions off of Peachy, and it will keep him in combat the whole time. Like, essentially the pet can kind of bug out, then kind of cast while moving. I don't really know what you need to do for it. That's going to be Twisted Appendage actually onto the pet. No, Peachy's Appendage proc is actually hitting the Ice Cream's pet. Interrupt onto Frozen, onto Ice Ray, onto the Frost Spell, and down goes the Mage. Again, nothing you can really do about it, man. Actually, not a lot you can do about it. Very unfortunate. 7 Deadly is up next versus Peachy. They're looking for him in Spectral Sight. Peachy is still going to be able to nab the opener, get himself some bleeds rolling into 7 Deadly, and be able to get himself a full root. Looking for a regrowth and maybe even a reopener. Can these guys do anything at all versus Peachy? I don't really know. He's trying to go for a bit of a AoE. Maybe almost found Peachy. Is going to be a Twisted Appendage. Does eliminate the Twisted Appendage immediately. Somebody they actually take quite a bit of damage. That's going to be Thorns to follow. Does set a Crucible at Peachy at the very end. Finally not CC'd. Finally not rooted anymore. Peachy is still trying to stay as mobile as possible. Just trying to get away from a Demon Hunter. 7 Deadly not really using all his mobility properly there. That's going to be Crucible. Double Crucible right after. Still bleeding. Double Crucible now ticking on him. Is having to go for Metamorphosis. Panic in the Demon Hunter's eyes, or where the eyes used to be, since they're technically blind. 7 Deadly is still super low in health. Does charge past Peachy, but Ash is going to stop him for a second. Is going to Trinket out of that batch. Get a short stun into Peachy. Peachy trades a Trinket out of it. And actually 7 Deadly looks like he's kind of sort of recovering the health. Only 11% dampening. But Peachy's gonna reset the bleeds and kind of kite away from the big demon form metamorphosis out of the demon hunter. Does catch a reset for a second. Thorns is up for him. 7 Deadly cannot get offensive. He needs to start hitting Peachy if he wants to get any heals, but if he doesn't, that's exactly what happens. Peachy just puts the bleeds. Bleeds get procs. Procs get kills, and down he goes. And Red how do you say your name? Red of H Strad. Red Hatred? Red Av. I don't know how to say your name, dude. Red Hatred? Call him Red. The big Red is up next. Versus Peachy just walking up, dude. I like your weapon, by the way. Actually looks pretty good, dude. That actually looks so good. Is that the effect that it creates? It's a little janky, not gonna lie. Like, the effect is trying to be behind him. But as he turns around, it's just like to the side, to the left, to the right. Peachy landing an opener on the DK. Last man they can use to deal with before going for a big old 1v5. Red is actually going to go for Lichborn. Popping in the big army of the dead. No, just the Abomination does get himself the Mages of the Dead. I think he's setting up himself maybe for an RB. Is going to beef up his pet as well. Peachy is going to be on the other side, just trying to get away from Red. Red actually needs to walk Peachy into the rest of the army. The pets do quite a bit of damage. So you need to basically just use your body to make sure that Peachy is getting attacked by the mages and the Abomination, even while he's sitting in bear form. Does hit him with a bike, take it out of Red. Is gonna go for a little bit of a death pack. Army up and running, is trying to get necrotics stacked up with the Peachy. Peachy trying to heal through it ASAP. Doesn't have, oh no, he has one more wall available if he needs to wall this up. Red is taking quite a bit of damage here. Might have to go for big transfusions. Does he even have transfusion? Looks like that man is melting right now, and down he goes. I don't even know what Big Red was trying to do, but Peachy comes in. Big 5-0, and down they go. What can you really do? The DK's name is Darth Vader reversed. Is that what it is? It looked like red, but hey, maybe you're right. Hold on, can I see him? Darth Vader. Yeah, you're right. It is Darth Vader. Oh man, I might end up calling him red either way. His pet did so much damage. You should have just let your pet do majority of the stuff, man. You know, Abomination, yeah, this way, if you drop down your pets like the A-bomb, just like make sure the enemy is on the side with the A-bomb, because they either need to be on the side with you or with the pets. Just make sure they're there at all times, man. They do so much damage. And then his bike did about 22% of someone's damage as crit. That's so nuts. Wait, it's a two-parter though, isn't it? Two-parter? Dude. So that did 20%. That did about 10-ish almost. Dude, 30% of someone's health in a bike. That's nuts. Alright, boys, let's get another one going, yeah? Let's get another duel going, yeah? Tab 3 out of 5 at DK when no one's joined. Did you advertise it in chat, my guy? Did you advertise it in the chat? I got a new one Peachy left. Alright. We got ourselves Seavark. Do we have Raven with the group? Maybe Boom with the group by any chance? Sav is trying to get group. He's 3 out of 5. It's Sav, Alliance, or Horde? That is the question. Sav is on the Horde side, boys. If you want to join on the Horde side, Sav has a group up and running. If you guys want to join for a group and you're trying to find one up and running, go to Player vs Player Premier Group, Custom VP, find a group, type 5, enter, and you'll see a group that's rolling. Raven trying to get a group on Alliance. Sav was trying to get a Horde group up and running, but he's good to go. We're going to get Seabark versus Sav next. Sav and Seabark 5. Sorry, boys. Sorry for the cough. You need 2 more on Horde? Hell yeah, my tukes. I'm down, my man. We're into Dalaran. This one's gonna be quick, dude. The last game I would say was more or less quick. It was only 9 minutes. Oh, here we go. And Mom. Oh, you are with Sav. That makes sense now. Is there a playing up for everybody? Nope, not for me. The DK's name, you were right, yeah. Rogues and Druids, Reg DHs, Bleeds and Kites. That's true, that's true. Yeah, Fire and Arcane can destroy Ferals quite well. Don't really rely on the shatters. I still would want to see a Frost Mage like really compete. Is this US or EU? This is NA, my man. NA every fucking time on Saturdays. 3 out of 5 Alliance, 4 out of 5. Let's go, dude. But you got Dalaran Zero Anton. Hello, how you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one, Anton. Switch. We got ourselves switch up. We got ourselves Annie Mom on Team Blue as. Oh yeah, Volpera. I thought you were Goblin for a second, but as a Volpera. Unholy Death Knight, and I believe you got the new weapon. You're just going for a Mog. We got ourselves a Vinci on Team Blue, Psych as a Demon Hunter, 7 Deadly as a Demon Hunter, and Vampiric as an Undead Shadow Priest. We also got ourselves Team Red with Boomosaurus, Seabark. Looks like he might be going up first. We got Depression actually going up first, and Jade Soldier in the back with Nerdneck. Wait, is he going first? Is Nerd going up first? Oh my god, he's lagging a little bit. Holy crap. I guess we can just follow Sack for a second. As Nerd going up versus 7 Deadly. Actually gonna get stunned up. Why he's going for a big old I-beam? Who got the stars? I think 7 Deadly is the one with the stars. Nerd Neck dropping down the Abomination. But at least he might just have to AMS this right now, as he can't really do much. Trying to get a grip onto 7 Deadly doesn't really look good for him right now, as he tries to get a little bit of damage. Trying to go a little bit offensive with 7 Deadly. Maybe stacking up a bit of necrotics. Not going for the Army of the Dead just yet. Oh wait, the Army of the Dead did join in. Never mind, I guess I'm just blind. 7 Deadly forcing a trinket out of Nerd Neck. Does go for a DK stun. 7 Deadly trinket and out of it. Demon Hunter versus Death Knight. IBF still available for Nerd Neck if he needs to. Does get the interrupt on the IBM for 7 Deadly, which is good. Necrotics are starting to stack up on the Demon Hunter. The Army of the Dead does dissipate for a little bit. It's going to be downtime for that for now. And 7 Deadly so far has been able to get quite a bit of damage from his infinite stars onto Nerd. The longer the duels goes on, the more tanky 7 Deadly plays it, the more stars damage he'll be able to get up onto Nerd Neck, as long as he gets dots up and running too. Nerd Neck not looking all that healthy. How much to go for a big old IBF? Maybe Transfusion might need to come out, and does get cleaved down by the Demon Hunter. Seaverk immediately charging at 7 Deadly, not trying to give him any opportunity to catch a bit of a reset or a breather. Did hit him with a Frozen Orb or Arcane Orb for a second. Frozen Orb. Does steal whatever buffs he has as well. Keeps him in combat though, which is good. See, we're getting smacked for quite a bit with that Crucible, as 7 Deadly is waiting to get himself a big setup stun onto Seavark. And it looks like it's going to be Seavark also with that infinite stars. Stars for stars. 7 Deadly is going to have to stack his quite a bit. Imprison onto Seavark as he's trying to bail out. It looks like 7 Deadly just gonna back up for a second. Just continue to throw glaives. It's gonna be a Maledict rolling onto the Demon Hunter, going up in the air to try to do some damage to Seavark. Does go for an invis, actually deciding not to. Toss up with the Demon Hunter up in the air. A lot of casters think that, oh, he's up in the air, let me just go hit him while he's far away. No, they actually do more damage while in the air. Demon Hunters just shred you while they're in the air. And that's going to be another set of stars dropping onto Seavark. 7 Deadly got himself full I-beam rolling. Seavark does have that mobility advantage of blinking away while firing off those arcane missiles, not giving Deadly Sins any opportunity to find himself refuge to catch up to Seavark in an easy way. He needs to go every single time he has a stun lock. 7 Deadly not really looking all that good right now though. Looks like he needs to back up for a second. Looks like his Vengeful Tree did not really work properly, and it's still getting hammered by those stars either, or arcane missiles either way. He needs to wait until he has a stun, man. He got Darkness available. Seavark actually blinking around 7 Deadly. Doesn't have a lot of health. Does get interrupted onto the I-beam. Darkness coming down. Looks like he absorbed some of that stars damage from Seavark. That's still going to be some freebie. Arcane Blast from Seavark is going to get one more Arcane Blast with a barrage going up in the air. But is that a good idea? Barely any health. Looks like Seavark is still treating his enemy with respect, but Deadly doesn't really have a lot of health left. And Seavark does finish him off with a small flurry of missiles at the very, very end. And bomb. As an Unholy DK is up next. He got his goals all in shambles. The Valpera Death Knight means business. One of the things that they did, actually, since they removed the Death Knight glow, the eyes on Valpera on his helmets, like, it's actually hard to see unless you look under them. But normally you'll be able to see like two big peepers, but not anymore, which I kind of like in a way. Like, it makes it more realistic. Like, if you are going to have like the helmet that kind of covers your eyes a little. But these used to be like big light bulbs. I thought it was always cool. On other classes you couldn't say anything, but on mages you could. It's going to be Abomination dropping down. And is that going to be Army of the Dead? No, it's actually just Abomination with the Mages of the Dead. Stun to Seavark. Looks like as long as Animum is able to maintain Seavark in place, trying to go for Chain of Ice, letting the pets really just continue running. It looks like one of the pets from Animum. Oh, he's going for the zombie build, dude. The graveyard build is making a play. Seavark is actually trying to see if he can run away from all those zombies. As soon as the zombies get to close the gap with him, they'll do percentage hull damage, and they'll stun him for a second. Seavark needs to continue running as zombies are actually surrounding him there from the front. They're going from the back. They're going from every angle. Animum have taken quite a bit of damage over time, though. And still continuing to try to see if he can just hammer onto Seavark. The zombies are still walking at him. There's quite a bit amount of them still making their way over there. Animum doesn't have a lot of health. Oh my god. Trying to set up a big old zombie playstyle against an Arcane Mage was an interesting move. But it doesn't really work if... I mean, I kind of understand what Animal was trying to do. He was trying to kind of herd Seavark into the zombies, but he was just staying away the whole time. Being mobile helps out a ton. Sai, get an open order, Seavark. Huge damage out of nowhere. But Seavark does temporal all that health back. How would you lose all that health? And how would you get all of it back? Try to flap in the air. Oh, no! He gets power move trying to go up. Does not work. Seavark actually outplays the Demon Hunter completely on the fly up. I can't believe it. Sorry, boys. I really had to get a big old cough out of my system. I was saving that up from the Death Knight duel, dude. Had a cough welling up on my chest. Was like, nope, don't want to cough into the mic. It's gonna be psyched. Still trying to see if he can catch up to Seavark, but it's gonna be knockups and blinks. But Seavark actually just blinking around him. I feel like it's so much easier to follow the Arcane Mage, especially when the camera is zoomed out. To actually see what he's going, because if you're looking like psyched, we're gonna be as confused as he is. He's gonna be psyched, trying to vengeful retreat, and Seavark is gonna use the Fellow Lance in order to charge at Seavark. Dropping out Darkness, no health is available, barely any health. Oh no, the boy, he does have some sort of arcane thing above his head, and that ends up killing him. No. Oh no, that's so unfortunate. Is it mentioned next? No, it's actually gonna be Vampiric. Hello. This is the sound. Is it? He actually got quite a cool mug. Look at that, dude. The hat, the tabard, everything. This man looks cool. From Thrall, Vampiric. Try to see if he can get some dots rolling on Seavark. He's gonna land a Maledic rolling onto the Shadow Priest off the start. But is he gonna be able to push up? That Mally is quite a lot of value, but it's doing quite a bit of damage to him. But he does have shields to heal himself. I feel like Seavark could have saved that Mally for later, but maybe he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw a Mally out. I don't need it. Maybe he was using it to get Vampiric to play more defensive while Seavark is waiting for more cooldowns. Is going to get another interrupt on the Shadow cast from Vampiric. As long as he has cast and spells into Seavark and he gets interrupted, it's just going to get locked out. Silence onto Seavark is going to have stars of his own by the looks of it. Seavark is going to get quite a bit of damage from Vampiric, trying to get himself a VT, but it looks like Seavark is just going to blink around him again. I'm just going to try to see if he can follow Vampiric. See if he can track Seavark better than he does. Because the Arcane Mages, man, they're so difficult to track sometimes. Trying to get himself a couple Shadowmans while Seavark is on the other side of the pillar. That's with the Mindbender with him. But Vampiric does not have a silence. Is going to get interrupted on Shadow again. Does himself a little bit of a heal with Absorb. Arcane Missile still firing as Seavark is right next to him. Maybe a fear could have happened. But down he goes. Seavark just played around the boy. One interrupt to lock him down is all he needed. And he actually just rage quit out of this arena. Vinci, are you going to be able to bring this Juggernaut down? This Master of the Arcane? Are you going to be able to bring him down whatsoever? So Seavark so far has had himself a really good run. I guess he got some really good gear recently. Maybe did a couple keys, got himself some really good arena queue sessions. Maybe got himself some Azeroth gear from the Azeroth vendor. Maybe some really solid trinkets as well. Because it looks like he's in a really good position. Eventually trying to see if he can Shadow Step cheap shot on to Seavark. Trying to see if he can lock him down. He is playing, I think, still that Sub-Rogue actually instead of Assassination. Because it did not look like he opened up with a Garrote or anything. Get a shot onto Seavark while the Demon Hunter is trying to see if he can get the hell away from him. He wants to watch up close, but he doesn't want to be in combat. Eventually, he's going to get hit with a Polymorph though. Blink available for Seavark. Actually, try to go for a double repolymorph. It's going to be a triple poly in case Avinci was going to go trinketing out of it. Mally rolling into Avinci. He does have still Cloak of Shadows dropping down Smoke Bomb in order to deal with Seavark in a different way. Looking like he wants to catch a restyle, but he does get clipped by the Arcane Orb either way. Very unfortunate for Avinci. Still holding on to Cloak of Shadows. Still holding on to Vanish. Doesn't Seavark on the other side. Does have a dot on himself as well. Looks like Seavark is going to hit him with Arcane Missiles. I don't know why Avinci is poking out. Does Shadow Step to Seavark. Is going to land a killer shot on him. Does he get enough damage though? Wait, maybe you are Assassination actually. Maybe he is Assassination. Cloak of Shadows coming out for Avinci as he doesn't have any health whatsoever. Might want to vanish away from Seavark before he really takes it down. Does vanish as the barrage still hits and Nova still lands. Does he stay in stealth though? That is the question. He does stay in stealth. Although Seavark is making his way over to the eyes, should be able to see him immediately. Does hit him with the slowest as soon as he can. Arcane Missiles flying. Does get hit with a blind. Seavark actually ice blocks it. He knows he could win. Get a shot. And Avinci tried his hardest, man. I thought he was assassin. I thought it was subtlety for some reason. But it's Assassination. I like how Nerd had a 1 million for each dude. But Seavark comes in with a big old 1v5, slapping down the hole. Enemy team and down they go. Very well played, Seavark, as an Arcane Mage, man. Are you doing anything different? Oh my god, that Obsidian Claw Trinket is so good for you, isn't it? Oh my god, it's so insane. Reaping Flames too, it does quite a bit. Even for Arcane Mage, who doesn't have like a lot of damage at all times, it does quite a bit. He does keep Nether Tempest, which can proc and Reaping Flames, which is huge. Look how little damage this does, and how much damage this does. Nether Tempest is now basically a dot because it has a chance to proc that. And a Mally too. I don't know how big your Mally is. But I guess you really didn't need Malia versus the other guy. Wait, are you using Ripple Fame's mainline? I think you are. Yeah, you're using Ripple Fame's mainline. So the Nether Tempest actually gets you this damage. And something as this. It's actually worth running. It's actually worth running. 460 with versatility, Obsidian Claw, with 455 stars, Corrupted Gladiators, Leggings. That's pretty good. It's like a Fairy Fire that keeps him in combat. True, true. And I keep the same group doing that. That's true. That makes sense, actually. That's so good, actually. You'd be surprised, dude. It's almost like the Arcane Mage is now a dot class, or at least equivalent to a dot of, I would say, Immolate for Warlocks. I would say it's maybe equivalent to Immolate for Warlocks now. The dot itself doesn't really do much, but the extra procs it offers basically give you almost an Immolate worth of dot. And it's instant cast, so it's so good. Raven got a group. Sav got a group. We can get Raven versus Sav real quick. See if Savs might be able to have another opportunity to maybe get himself a win. I got a full team with a fellow hunter. Ryan, do I have you added in reality? If I don't, man, let me know. Do I have you added or no? If I don't, let me add you so we can get your team queued. Obsidian isn't a corruption? The claw? Well, no, that's not a corruption. I know this is a corruption, or for the stars, but I know that's not a corruption. That's a trinket. That's a Maut trinket. Obsidian claw, I think. Some kind of a claw. Arcane OP. Arcane just has a lot of mobility. But see if I can again. I want to play some games with Demonology. I might need to go. You guys, Raven versus Sav, dude. Come on, man. Come on, man. You guys had Peachy. You guys had all them boys. All the boys going for big old 1v4s, 1v5s. Gotta let him give an opportunity or something, man. Fire Lucid build, like wow, that's actually a good one. That's actually a very, very bursty one. I don't know if that's that for duels is that good, but you can try it, man. Arcane, it's okay. No OP. No, you think so? Episode wrist straps for Lucid. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's a lot of damage. You got a 460 version of that too. That's a good one. Did you get it out of a Mythic 11 or did you get it out of a chest? Either way, that's actually really, really good. Yeah, that's nuts. That's a good piece of gear right there. Reduce the main cooldown of your 3 most recently cast spells by 5 seconds, and you can just Fire Blast, Pyroblast, Fire Blast, Pyroblast, Fire Blast, Pyroblast. Use the Hyper Thread, and all those charges of Fire Blast come back basically. Almost come back. I ran like a 13 workshop in one day. 13 workshops? Oh my god, you just farmed it, huh? Let's go, dude. Yeah, I need to start doing that on my rogue too. I just need to farm certain keys for like gear for PvP, just to get a lot of haste versatility gear. I need some, dude. I mean, eventually I get some, you know, eventually get a bunch of pieces of gear from your chest and PvP and stuff like that. But I should just focus down on that. I like playing my ults too much, man. I'm trying to get a key down my ults. It's so hard, man. It's so hard. Alright. Let's get Sav in here and Raven. Raven and Sav 5. Guys, this for Arcane is Abyss, Corrupted Gladiator, Silk, Raiment. A chest piece. 475. Yo, I need to get myself one of those. I have myself a token to increase the item level of an Azeroth piece for PvP to 475. And as soon as I get I think next week I think is a good one. I'll be able to get a helm or a chest or something. I need a helm and a chest from PvP with the traits that I need, the best in slot traits for me. And then there's one I need from Azeroth Mythic Plus vendor. It's gold tasseled something shoulders, but they have the best in slot traits for PvP for Outlaw. I need to wait until I get those, dude. So I'm still rocking the 450s for now. I don't even have 460s for PvP yet. I'm just saving, dude. It's like I'll eventually get there, but imagine playing like 4 or 5 weeks into the, or a couple months into the patch, still with 450s. That'll be embarrassing. All right, boys. Switch. Wait. There we go. Switch. What do we got? We got ourselves Team Thundress. We got ourselves Zit. We got ourselves Thundress. We got ourselves Night Demon in the back. We also got ourselves Monk the Monk, as well as Hell Hunter as Beast Mastery Hunter. And Imam on Team Blue with a Vinci as well, Psyched, and 7 Deadly as the 2 Demon Hunters. And we also got a Vampiric. You guys are gonna get knocked out of here. Whee! Yeah, if you guys don't know where to stand, just gotta stand on the stairs. The stairs is fine. But like I said, it's gonna be Psyched first versus Hell Hunter. Demon Hunter versus Hunter. Are you a marksman this time? No pet? Oh wait, his pet is probably invisible somewhere, isn't it? Or is it? Marksman. Wait, he's actually going for a big setup opener with a massive rapid fire. Instant darkness coming down for a Psych. Actually avoiding majority of the damage. The aim shots are still going through. At least one of the aim shots went through. That's going to be rapid fire right after. Does have blurs. He's actually dodging majority of the spells. While inside of that darkness, he had actually a blur up and running. So he had darkness to give him that chance to absorb spells. And then you have evasion, chance to evade. So that was actually quite a lot of defensive on the side. Going for a blood of the enemy metamorphosis on top of Hellhunter. And huge damage with those Chaos Strikes. What was that hit? He actually just cleaved right through him. Psych, what build are you going for? Is that like some crazy Chaos Strike build? Looks like Hellhunter's going to have to give himself a little bit of time to get himself a little bit of reset. Rapid fire still continues to fire at Psych. Is going to land a stun. Aim to follow. Does he get the interrupts? It's actually going to be scatter shot. Aim shot to follow. And Psych is going up in the air. Hellhunter needs to get himself some line of sight immediately. Did he get any? Feign death to follow. Does he have the camo right after? If he has the camo, he should be good. Psych is just going to trap himself in a freezing trap. It's going to be a little bit short. Rapid fire to follow onto Psych. He does get to cleave down the Hunter immediately. What was that blood of the enemy annihilation build? What was that? What was that? Monk is going to be up next from Team Red. Monk the Monk. Do you have to Bile Krog Tusks? Or is that just for a mug? I actually feel like this is legit Bile Krog. What enchant is that even? It looks funky. This man has got himself full purple setup from the new raid tier. Or maybe not a full, somewhat of a full set. Got like chest but no shoulders and stuff. It's so hard to see when he's on the Dragon Mountain. They're just bobbing up and down. Legs up on the Psych. Does get to lock him down for a second. Touch of Death is going to come out immediately. The Psych actually might be dead unless he has an answer for this. Needs to Shadow Meld this immediately. Needs to Shadow Meld to Touch of Death. No, he does not. I wonder if he had Shadow Meld available against Hellhunter or something. Animom is up next though. Is he still playing the zombie build? It's going to be Fist of Fury. Locking him down for a second. Does beef up the pet for a moment. Stun into Monk. He does not trinket it. He does go for a wall into a Karma. Karma actually is going to Karma damage back to Animom. Does pop AMS as the zombies do get summoned onto Monk. And just trying to max the damage of that Karma. Doesn't have touch of death for a bit. Monk actually just taking up all this damage while surrounded by the army. He has himself the dampen harm. The wall actually getting gripped in as the zombies are walking up to the guy. And as long as he has any AoE for the zombies, he should be able to deal with them quite easily. Incap into Animum for a second while he's looking for recovery. Still more zombies are coming out for Animum, and looks like Monk is going to go for a big kite. Animum just needs to maintain a chain of ice on the guy and start summoning zombies from a distance where Monk is going to go. I'm wondering if you can actually aim him towards a wall. And then, yeah, it looks like you can actually aim at a wall and zombies will come from the wall. But it looks like Monk is able to whirling Dragon Punch the zombies away from him. Looks like Infinite Stars from Animum is actually starting to stack up as Monk is taking just random pots of damage. Zombies are still running after him. Is he going to be able to take those things out at all? As long as he's just running from the zombies, do they despawn eventually? I feel like eventually they do despawn. Fist of Fury disconnect, but he interrupts him with the zombies. Another zombie to the side. It's going to be more transfusion into the stars. The zombie build is actually making a payoff. Oh, big rip. Man and Mom surrounded the guy with zombies, not letting him go anywhere whatsoever. I feel like he's starting to figure out the zombie build, the graveyard build. And I wonder if he's playing a Vision of Perfection as well for a playstyle. Because I think Vision of Perfection would just give you more armies of the dead, but also more casters. I don't know if that's any good in PvP though. I'm pretty sure you'll want to go for something like Breath of the Dying or Crucible as a self-heal and damage as well. It's going to be stun immediately on Diamond. Yeah, actually, it's kind of levitating for a second. His cat is levitating. Dropping down Abomination, trying to get another army of the dead rolling. And it's actually just trying to surround Night Demon. Looking like he wants to get away. Summoning even more zombies off their grip. Needs to maintain the chain of ice on Night Demon at all times. Looks like Night Demon is just trying to get away from the army. He was tussling with the army of the dead behind the box for just a second. It looks like he's going to go for Invis. No, almost interrupted. Maybe interrupted. The army of the dead actually turns around and actually slapped his team. Both of the shamans got stunned. Night Demon clipping through the wall. Actually cheating. Animum got AMS rolling up as well. Summoning even more zombies for Night Demon in case he's going to retreat. It looks like he's just done. He gets a stun, but the army of the army of the dead just tells him you're done. And Animum takes another one. Thunder's going to be up next. Animum gets a down on him immediately. Chain of Ice right after. And he's going to have to go for a bit of transfusion. There's going to be a bit of a light and lasso. He got a couple more zombies walking at him. Zombie behind Thundress. He's trying to see if he can find himself out of here. Does drop Capacitor Totem. And it looks like Thundress might also have himself a little bit of damage too from Infinite Stars. Maybe, because it looked like one of the Infinite Stars killed one of the zombos. Looks like Thundress is going to get hit with a stump for a second. Zombie behind the pillar. Maybe no. Zombie from the left, nope. Zombie from the right, no. It's actually cleaned up zombies for a second. Oh, there we go. Animum spawning even more touches. He's actually trying to kill him with what looks like frost shock or something. He does have the pet behind the wall hitting the box or something. He's hitting something. I'm not sure what. But the pet somehow is able to hit through the wall, or he's kind of stuck back there. They're just popping on the wall right now as Abomination's joining the fight. This is where Animum needs to maintain the slow as best possible. The army that is here needs to get a good grip of the Thundress. Needs to make sure he doesn't get knocked back. And let's see even more stars damage rolling up. Oh my god, the zombies, dude. The zombies are actually just tearing the two apart. Even more zombies is collapsing on the Zeta because he actually drinking it. But he threw another zombie stun right after he just surrounded. Overwhelmed by the sheer number of enemies in the area. Counter-Strike Totem does come down, does get to separate himself from the army of the dead. And he's trying to get out of this graveyard, but looks like even more zombies are going to be joining the fight. Private Earth Elemental might be able to tank up some of those zombies. Just actually taunt him to it. Animum popping an IBF to get himself out of that, out of the lightning lasso. And Zed is just continuing to run, dude. Necrotics is starting to stack up as another stun comes in. Zombie comes in after that stun, doing so much damage. What was that? Dude, I've actually always wanted to see an Army of the Dead build. I've always wanted to see a proper Army of the Dead build. Like, not even the Army of the Dead, but like Army of Zombies. The Graveyard build is what I would call it. That was so cool. Dude, he has so much stars damage. I know you told me before that you got a piece that was stars, but I don't remember if it was like a really high piece. But with that dot that you maintain on an enemy, also stars procs more because of all these armies, all those pets, so many more sources of damage, so many more ways to proc infinite stars. And most of his enemies don't play a pet class because infinite stars can hit pets too. Most of the enemies are just by themselves against Animum, so it's always targeting them. So that's just so much. Virulent Plague can proc Virulent Eruption, so that's one tick, sometimes two a pop. It can proc Ancient Dot, can proc Lethal Strikes, all of those can proc Infinite Stars. Melee can proc Infinite Stars. Zombies can proc Infinite Stars. Auto attacks from pets can proc Infinite Stars. The Skulker Shot can proc Infinite Stars. Everything, Death Coil can proc Infinite Stars. So he has all these abilities and Infinite Stars just to layer on top of it. And then the zombies for days. That was amazing to watch, dude. That was actually amazing to watch. Death Knight is the thriller, literally, dude. DK is lucky with the stars. Yo, that stars build plays with a zombie build super well, though. He has so much control, and he does so much damage as long as the zombies reach their destination. Like, as long as he can just Uber the zombies to the target, right? Or at least just hurt him, like hurt his enemies into zombies. That's it. And they stun too, dude. The stun lock with zombies is so good. It's like a rogue stun lock. If you can get 3 of them rolling. How he did that with a shaman. I think he summoned 3 zombies that might have summoned behind him. He ran at the guy and then he grouped them in. 1 zombie stunned him. He actually shrinked at the end of the stun. 2nd zombie stunned him. 3rd zombie to chain so perfectly, dude. Triple zombie stun was just insane. Could not beat Seawork his to mobile, by the way. That was my first only 4. That was fucking good, dude. That was fun to watch. Alright, boys, let's get another one going. Looks like Sav got a diff or body or horde diff group. Body count is horde now. Okay, body count is in Sav's group. Let's see if let's do that. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, we got Sav and Seavark. Dude, I got a really nasty cough now. Really nasty cough. But you know what? It's one of those coughs that doesn't feel like you're coughing for the sake of coughing, but really you're just trying to get something out of your system, right? You're trying to expunge something out of the system, so it's like a healthy cough. Like, yeah, you're getting over something. Like, I'm feeling good. I just got this massive nasty cough that just sits in the back of my throat, tickles. That's about all he does, man. But it's alright. Feeling a lot better though. Any moments with Chigs, by the way? Yeah, that's him, boys. That's him. The zombies were not hitting you. Oh yeah, no, so the zombies don't actually auto-attack, the zombies walk up and explode. They don't actually get auto-attacks in, but they explode. There's actually quite a lot of them, and they do percentage damage, so no matter how much health you have, they'll always do percentage damage. Imagine if zombies was a PvE build. Like, imagine if Conflict and Strive gave you zombies, and you took that into Mythic Pluses. Just summon 1,000,000 zombies into a trash pack and just stun everybody, dude. That'd be so cool. God's got you IRL? I think so, dude. I think so, dude. Does Death Knight that drinks Corona disinfect me? And I've been sick, dude. Switch. What do we got here? We got ourselves body count on Team Blue, kind of hiding behind the dragon. We got ourselves Knuckle We got Cyrano, we got 7 Deadly, and we also got Vampiric in the back. Vampiric sitting in the back, 7 Deadly going first. Boomstar on the Demonologist. Seavark, I think on the Fireman. Depression is the Demon Hunter. Garaber coming back is the Fury Warrior. How you doing, my man? I haven't seen you in a while. And the Jade Soldier looking all silvery. Maybe one day Jade will be able to play the game. But looks like it's going to be 7 Deadly versus Fire Mage Seavark. How well is that going to go for him at all? We'll see if that works out for him whatsoever. Plus, I think somebody turned on the heat in the house. I hate heat, man. 7 Deadly already getting an open horn to Seavark, is getting the stars already up and running. Polymorph coming up for Seavark, going for double Polymorph in case it was going to be Trinket. 7 Deadly does Trinket to see if he can Fell Rush away from Seavark. Not really sure if that was a good idea, but he does get to go for it either way. Depression walking over to the enemy team, getting hexed. That's what happens when you walk over to the enemy team to mess around. You better get back to your side. Back to the duel, the minute already in, and 7 Deadly is versus Seavark. Seavark's in an Emerald Dream. Is that like a roleplay RP World PvP server from back in the day? Polymorph coming in as he flies in the air. Second time Seavark has been able to snatch Demon Hunters out of the air, literally, with a well-placed Polymorph. Does get that Greater Pyroblast to hit 7 Deadly, and is going to be going for a Darkness for the second one. Does he take the damage? He still takes the damage. Had to rush out of that to interrupt the last Greater Pyre, because that one probably would have hit either way. Stun short on Seavark. Does get these stars to proc here and there. Needs to maintain the pressure with those stars. Needs to start throwing glaives as often as he can. Everything he can do. Breath for Seavark just to separate for a second. Palmer trying to come out. Does blink away from 7 Deadly for a second. Is going to hit him with yet another Greater Pyre. Could be a combustion here. Looks like he might go for the big combustion engine. Does land a meteor. It's going to be Pyroblast, Fireblast, Pyroblast, Fireblast with a Lucid Dream build. More like a Lucid Nightmare to his enemies. Down goes the Demon Hunter. Nothing he can do, and literally leaves the arena immediately. Seavark is playing the big Lucid Dream build though, so that was his big cooldown. Not going to have it until the next time he has himself Combustion. But that allows him to get a bunch of Fireblast, Pyro, Fireblast, Pyro, Fireblast, Pyro. He even has the Mechagon Bracers to set himself up, back up those Fireblasts. And somehow, I don't even know how, but that Dispel did not hit Seavark. I guess it was maybe just a hair away from it, but that I feel like should have hit. Greater Pyroblast is coming out for Seavark. He's going to go for a Ring of Frost. No, it's going to be Invis for, not Invis, but try to go for a Greater Fade for Vampiric. Looks like the Greater Pyroblast did still hit him either way, but he tried to see if he can maybe Greater Fade the G-Pie. But Vampiric tried to Greater the Greater and couldn't quite do it. It looks like Seavark is just going to have to wait it out a little bit until Vampiric is ready to go again. Shadow Fiend is going to be nipping his toes for a bit. It's going to do a little bit of health damage. But for the most part, he does have a shield, so he should be good. Does have some dots hitting him. He's going to have those ghosties flying at him. Vampiric is not without a trinket, though, so he's actually going to be in quite a bad position. I feel like Vampiric needs to get aggressive with Seavark, needs to land those fears, does get the stun onto Seavark, is going to try to go for a VT, needs to continue the CC chains. It's going to be Polymorph right after. It's going to smack him. The stars do connect. There's going to be Greater Pyroblast into a ring right now. Vampiric has no answer for this one. Actually, somehow, the Greater Pyroblast broke his Ring of Peace. Meteor thrown down by Seavark. Threw down a Malleus onto Vampiric. Silence onto Seavark right now. He doesn't send out silence for long. Does get a temporal, trying to Pyroblast down Vampiric. And he's going to go for a Disperse. Some of that Malleus did absorb the Disperse healing, but that's about all he could really do at the moment. And Seavark is going to mount up for a second. Away from Vampiric. He got himself some cooldowns rolling. He wasn't Void Form for a second. Fear does hit Seavark, allowing Vampiric to get his dots up and running. Finally able to get at least some sort of dot damage rolling. Is going to get himself VT rolling too. Actually doing quite a bit of damage to Seavark. This is going to back up for a second. He needs to go for food or get himself a shield. Does get the shield, but the dots are still doing quite a work on the guy. Is going to try to see if he can get some food. Vampiric might have to push up. It's probably going to be a breath out of Seavark, which is going to give him the opportunity to go for a G-Pie yet again. It looks like stars by Vampiric also hitting Seavark as well. The dot's still rolling, but the shield is holding strong still. A Ring of Frost doesn't actually hit him. Seavark is trying to blink far away from Greater Pyro. He could go for a Greater Fade. Does he go for Greater Fade? He goes for Greater, but it still gets hit by the Greater Pyroblast. You want a Greater Fade before the Greater Pyroblast goes off. And use the Greater Fade in order to also dodge the Ring of Frost as well, so he didn't get CC whatsoever. Seavark is trying to go for food immediately. If Vampiric, if it was fast enough, he'd mount up and stop the feed, but looks like Seavark has got himself quite a good amount of ticks of food, so Vampiric might as well go for a very defensive play. Getting a silence on the Seavark, expecting for him to go for a breath. And Seavark does not go for it. Now he might want to stun onto Seavark. He does have a trinket. Trinket's out of it. Into silence onto Vampiric. Does interrupt him on Shadow. And it's going to be trinket available for Vampiric if he wants to. Probably should go for it. Is gonna trick it, still getting hit with a greater pyro. Combustion coming down for Seawork. Is that a full burst right now? Does have to lose a big pyro blast coming out. Can he actually just pyro blast him through the disperse? Vampiric does have himself a massive disperse, trying to run away from Seawork, trying to stay at bay as best as possible. Seawork did have a lot of damage available there. Was not really able to make the full damage of it work, the full setup, because Vampiric did go behind the pillar. Try to get himself the much needed line of sight. Still, this pyro blast hurt either way. 5 minutes in though, Vampiric sitting at about half its health. He does have a trinket. Doesn't have disperse for about a minute. He does have greater fate though, and that's actually going to be Seawork mounted up to see if he can breath on top of Vampiric. He does hit him with a silence into a stun. Temporal is up and running. He needs to dispel that temporal immediately. Mally getting thrown at Vampiric. He could greater fate out of it. He is going to greater fate as the meteor is about to collapse on him. Does get himself a heal. Has a Vampiric embrace to roll off of. So as long as he gets dots on Seawork, he should be good. Needs to do as much damage as he can. Ring of Frost does hit him. Trying to go for a Fjord. Seawork wasn't close enough, and the greater power blasts are going to connect. Seawork sending that, chasing that greater power blast with a fireball. Does lock out Vampiric on his shadow cast, and down he goes. Oh my god, Gariber, why'd you have to do that? The boy plays so well. I was thinking maybe he's still on fire, but it's just torch. But from like this angle, it looked like his hand was still on fire. Oh my goodness. Next up is gonna be Knuckle. Like Knuckles from Sonic. Speaking about Sonic, did anybody see the Sonic movie? Apparently it's not that bad. I heard it's not terrible as a video game movie. At least I know the art team did a much better job with a different Sonic. It's going to be Palmorph on to Knuckle from the breath. Greater Pyro actually chickens out of it with an interrupt on a fire. Greater Pyro on Seawork. And he's going to be able to get away from Knuckle with a wall to fall. Oh my god, so much damage out of that Greater Pyro. I guess the stars really did connect with him. Knuckle trying to go for a bit of damage. Does have himself Stormkeeper, is going to get interrupted on it immediately. And Knuckle just looking to get away from Seawork ASAP. Just trying to go for land inside. His health is not doing good at all. 40% dampening. Knuckle is going to be able to get himself quite a bit of heal. Does have himself the Thunder Elemental. Interesting. The Lightning Elemental is going to be his elemental choice instead of the Fire Ellie. That's an interesting option. It does have this very powerful ability, kind of like a dot. They put down on an enemy called Eye of the Storm. That's going to be a Lightning Lasso onto Seawork. Does go for the pet hit too. That could be quite a lot of damage. Dropping down Earthquake, and Seawork is just avoiding the pet completely. Breath onto Knuckle. Does not have the interrupt here. The pet is still going to be able to smack Seawork for a bit of damage. But this is going to be more than a fire hit pet. Or greater fire elemental. Not looking like it's going to be any good. It's going to be Mally onto Knuckle right after that other greater pyro. Does he ground any of that? No, it's still going to be Mally sitting on him, ticking down on the guy. Does go for a bunch of procs from Seawork. So Knuckle is really not looking good anymore. Dropping down on the bind just so he can get himself a little bit of line of sight from Seawork. Seawork trying to see if he can blink to interrupt. Knuckle has a second blink still ready and everything. Fireball coming out right now. Lightning Blast to stop him for a second. Does trick it out of it. That's going to be Knuckle at barely any health. Trying to go for an interrupt. Does Seawork? Does he get that axe up? He does not. Still burning to the Master. Is he dead to the Master alone? Oh my god. He does get himself a heal at the very last second. Seawork just needs a global or two on the guy and he should be done for the count. Trying to go for a couple scorches here and there. Pyroblast right after. That's about all he's got right now. Walling the sub right before Seawork even connects to the guy. Seawork just going to go for a big old breath. Mounting up to land himself a breath. Lightning Lasso connected a little bit early. Knuckle using that Lightning Lasso to stay mobile. He does not want to go down without a fight, but he needs to catch up on his health. He's going to get hit with an over, try to get a knockback with the Seawork, trying to see if he actually can land a Hex with the Seawork. Seawork blinking away from that Hex. He's going to check out a bunch of Fire Blast, Pyro Blast with the guy. Does get interrupted on Scorch. But he just needs to take him down just a little bit more damage. Does he have enough mastery damage here? No, he does not. That heal is going to keep him alive for just a little longer. Has himself Sky Fury, could not be turning around big damage. Does have Stormkeeper. Lightning Lasso to Seawork. The stars though. The stars got him so low. And Seawork just needed one more Pyro. Body Count is up next. Body Count and Seawork generally play together, but it's going to be Trinket out of Body Count after that second. Palmorph does interrupt on fire. He's going to go for Cloak Shadows playing that sub rogue. Big blow to the enemy for Seawork. Is he going to go for huge damage? ZFA does come down. Seawork does block it immediately. Blind by Body Count right now. He knows how Body Count plays. He knows just how much damage he can put out. But Body Count is going to back up a little bit. Did he go for the full Shadow Blades and everything? Does he still have Shadow Blades? Because they have Shadow Blades. That still could be huge damage for him. Even without Blood of the Enemy. But Blood of the Enemy in about a minute 30... is all he needs. Actually, body count is gonna have a trinket in about a minute 30 by this point. See if I can still holding on to a trinket. Maybe? Actually, I think he's relent. Actually, I think he is relent. Body count is just taking his time though. He's just waiting for 2 cooldowns. Actually, I think he was trying to see if Seamark is gonna just sit there or if he's gonna go for the eye. And he wanted to make sure he's kind of in the middle. He's like, okay, I can walk at him. I can also walk behind the pillar. I can create some line of sight easily. Sap comes out, does burn the smoke bomb in order to create line of sight to obscure his location. 1 minute left on his Cloak of Shadows. Does have 58 seconds left on his own trinket. Looks like he's actually just wants to wait it out until all his cooldowns are off. This might be a bit of a slower game versus Seavark. Body count just wants to make sure that his win here counts. Get it? Counts. Get it? Haha. So funny. For Seawark, however, does get a blink up to body count, snags him with a fire blast for a moment, and it looks like nobody on Team Seawark might be able to play the game. Another sap comes up. Body count almost has the trinkets up and running. It's gonna get a Shadow Strike. Nibel on Seawark does get hit with the Frozen Over immediately. That's gonna be Polymorph. Cannot stop this pilot. It's gonna be Greater Pyro. Probably with the Ring of Frost right after. Does it connect it properly? Ring of Frost doesn't connect. It does connect with the Greater Pyro Blast. It's gonna connect again onto body count. He is an orc. Combustion coming down. Does vanish it immediately. Seawark got a lot of damage into body count real quick. But does he have another blink though to catch up? Sap comes out. Does Seawark have any answer for it? He is human. He doesn't have a normal trinket. He has Relentless Ascent, so he actually cannot do anything about that. The body count got himself a scot-free escape. He isn't at full health. 40% dampen is making it harder, but looks like body count is going to play until the very end. Breath comes out as he gets an opener. Polymorph to follow. Body count does have a trinket. And is going to trinket out of that second one. Polymorph trying to come out again. He actually does go for a restyle for a second. Does interrupt the Polymorph. Blood of the enemy coming down for body count. Seawark has no answer for it. Huge eviscerate for body count. Trying to go for a big eviscerate yet again. And it's actually going to get cauterized out of Seawark right now. Seawark barely has any health. Body count just needs to finish him up with just a few more hits. Blind and Seawark is super low. DFA right after. Oh, missing the Dragon's Breath at the very end. That was so good at the very end, dude. That's so much burst so quickly. Jeez, dude. Oh my god. Boomsor is up next versus Body. Dude, Body just used everything. It might be here for 2 minutes until Body has cooldowns back up, honestly. That was really well done though. That was a good blood of the enemy. Huge damage. He went for like a Nightblade Eviscerate and to set up another Nightblade right after for another Eviscerate. So essentially it wasn't like Eviscerate, 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 Eviscerate. Now the enemy has cauterized. He's like Nightblade. Big Eviscerate. Wait, set up another Nightblade, build up common points, big Eviscerate. And it's like, wow, it's actually a big Eviscerate because there's an honor, or there's a trait for sub rogues where whenever you use Nightblade, your next Eviscerate within 8 seconds is going to do more damage per common point invested. So you Nightblade, Eviscerate. Wait, let me set up another Nightblade, refresh it so you can get the trait to proc Eviscerate. That's very well done. I like that though. Boomsor is going to be up next versus body count. He's going to go for a bit of a feint. Just trying to see if he can line aside Boomsor. It's going to be a little bit tough, dude, between the pet stun, between Death Calls and Fears. I don't know how a sub-rogue is supposed to play this, man. It looks like he actually lands a kidney on the pet. That's going to be demonic game for Boomsor. Does he hit him? He actually almost did. Bodycat tried to catch a restyle. Actually caught the restyle. That was so well played. He stunned the pet and kind of just waited to hug the corner. Just waited patiently until he was able to get out of combat. Sapping the pet, which is actually gonna get, eventually it's gonna break because the pet is connected to Boomsor. On all the damage he does land a fear onto the rogue, and looks like he's gonna have him in lockdown for a minute here. Body count does shadow step back to Boomsor, trying to land yet another fear, does land it. Body count is waiting to use his trinket until later. Cloak of Shadows is coming out. Big blow to the enemy. Trying to go for a big setup into Boomsor. DFA comes out. Does get hit with a stun on the pet after the DFA comes in. So Boomsor did not stun or try to stun body count while he was in midair. While you're mid DFA, you're actually immune to CC. I don't think that's how things used to be, but I think Blizzard decided, you know what? But DFA, you're immune until you land because there's a couple wonky things that can happen while you're midair. But yeah. That was an interesting setup. Boomsor did wall that big blood of the enemy burst though. So that's not going to be a defensive he's going to have anytime soon. Body count looking to catch another reset, but the pet does tag him for a moment. Did not have the full stun ready for the pet. Was not able to quite leave combat just yet. Looking like he wants to go back to Boomsor. Actually, trinkets out of the pet stun. That's going to be a death goal to run him in the other direction. Is he out of for the count? Is he done? I think he can still win. I think he might still be able to win if he plays. I guess he decided, you know what, man, can I win this or not? I'll try. Boomster is gonna have a pet stun later, maybe. Or maybe he's lagging? Maybe that's why he kind of stopped for a second. Just going for a jog, man. You're just going for a jog. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why he's lagging, but hopefully he figures it out. Maybe Serna will get to play this time. He's got a big old peeper, big old eyeballs. Look at the direction. Oh my god. I like how the eyeballs looked a separate direction. They didn't look normally, they just looked away. I might actually be able to do an edit because I had an image that set in my mind where those eyeballs kind of what it looked like. That's why I laughed. I might just actually be able to edit that in if I remember. But it's gonna be Boom versus Body Count. Body is lagging a little bit, but hopefully his connection is back to being stable. 16 minutes into this duel, 67% dampener. Body Count trying to get himself a Nightblade. Big blood of the aim coming down to Boomsword. Does get hit with a stun. Had a Cloak of Shadows ready. He might still be able to do quite a bit of damage. Does have a Twisted Appendage attacking Boomsword. It looks like he did eliminate it pretty quickly. He did burn a global into it. Body Count will not have the blood of the aim for a bit. 30 seconds left before Boomsword gets the wall up and running. I think Body Count needs to have more goes than Boomsword. But without pet stun, it's so difficult to stop him. Might just have to go for a killer shot on the pet and get a bunch of cheap shots on the Boomsword. I think that's essentially all he can do every time he goes in for a big hit. Just trying to see if he can just vanish out and try to see if he can get himself a bit of a reset. I think he's still lagging, maybe. Maybe that's why he's not going in for big damage just yet. Yeah, this might be the longest game. I don't think Body Count is going to give up so easily, man. SP is also terrible for wanting Shadow Priest. They definitely have a tough, sure, but some Shadow Priests have been able to do really well, like Darthly. If you guys remember Darthly, he's like literally Shadow Priest God. Actually godlike. There's going to be some tentacles for Boomasaur just trying to get some freebie damage to the Body Count. Looks like he actually might go down to the tentacles. Just continue to slap him for damage. Barely any health, still getting smacked around by those imps. Body Count actually has no health available. He's going to come out right in front with Boomasaur still trying to run circles. Evasion is up and running. At this point, I feel like he's just throwing every defensive in. I think at one point when he started lagging, he kind of just fell out of touch with, I guess, the game. And it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know what happened. It's like I feel like the momentum was lost as soon as that happened. But down he goes, and next is gonna be Surna's last man left on Team Blue. His Booms are gonna have an easy time with him. Does get a port, reflect up and running in case Surna goes for a Hodge. Does go for Chill Vengeance to try to see if he can just chase after Boomasaur. He is away from all the pets for a second. Horror Effect is gonna run him in the other direction. Does get a trinket for it. Hodge onto Boomasaur. This is going to wall his damage. The pet is up here. Could go for a stun to Sereno. Does go for a stun in case maybe Sereno does bubble this out. It is going to be a fear to run him in the other direction for a second. Boomsword did wall up the big wings damage out of Sereno, but that's a 3-minute cooldown for a 2-minute cooldown. So by the time Sereno has the wings back up, he's not really going to have a lot of abilities to really work with here. Sereno is just trying to get himself a bit of a setup onto Boomsword. Second set of wings coming out right now. Minute-long wings. Boomsword looking like he wants to go for Invis. Dropping himself into the portal. And actually, he's invisible to Sereno. Sereno legit can't see the guy, but Boomsword does come out of the portal now. Actually, there's even a debuff when you come out of the portal. When you come out of the portal, you actually take 10% more damage or something for a couple seconds. I think it's like maybe 10 seconds, 15 maybe. So I wonder if Sereno can actually match up the big burst off of that Hodge onto Boomsword. That's going to be a pet stun. He has Echo and Void pulsating onto Boomsword. But I don't really know how good it's going to be here because there's going to be Death Coil, Fear away for Sereno, and down, out he goes. Does Boomsword have a Maledict to maybe follow up onto Sereno? If he did, that'd be perfect to stop his healing. But 85% dampen probably is going to do the work, honestly. Let's get a Boomsword actually beefing up all these pets with a Tyrant back here. Where did he? He did! This Tyrant ran over to Sereno immediately and tried to see if he can slap him around. I think Boomsword is just trying to use as many abilities as he can to keep Sereno's health down, maybe even force a cooldown on him or two. Flashlight coming out. Sereno is just trying to keep himself afloat at 87% dampening. He's just not going to be all that good. Boomsword tried to stay away in case the Twilight Devastation hits him again. Because if he stays against the wall, it actually will tag him through. Which is super annoying when it happens instead of a Mythic Plus dungeon, by the way, because it just pulls everything. It's so annoying. It's so good for tanks. It's gonna be regenerating for Cerno because the pet actually can't hit him while Bob is up. But he does drop down the Boskin Bombers. Cerno is trying to push in. Gonna be a reflective elbow for Boomstar. Does hit himself with a stun. Perfect opportunity for Boomstar to get some big damage. Cerno actually has forbearance, so he cannot even get himself out of into a bubble after this. It's gonna be stunned into a death go to follow right after, just letting the pets do all the work. Cerno trying to see if he can catch up to Boomstar. Has the smallest shield in the world to keep him afloat a little bit here and there. Boomstar just continuing to run and kite into a Warlock gate, but Cerno is still getting whittled down by all those pets. Trying to class flash away by the 93% dampening, not a lot he can essentially do. Cerno has to go for a bubble and just see if he can do as much damage as he can to Boomstar. Wings are up and running. Does he have a high to follow? Just trying to do as much damage to Boomstar as he should be. But it looks like Boomstar actually just juked around him and just kept on running. Cerno should have stayed on top of Boomstar at all times. Needs to get the stuns. He needs to get the damage. Boomstar does streak out of that stun. Stun onto the Cerno. Does get a Tyrant up and running. Boskin Bombers to follow. Cerno just doesn't have a lot of health. The Tyrant is in play. It's going to do a lot of damage, and down he goes. One people was out for Boom. Actually, 2 people, while Seawork took down 3. Body count took at least 1. Oh, did body count only verse Seawork and then Boom? I thought he versed more than 1 person there. Unlucky, dude. Unlucky. Let's get another one, boys. Let's get another one before we call it here. Let me go see if I can adjust the AC. I don't like the heat that it's pushing out because it kind of creates humidity in the room. Yeah, it's like middle of the way between cold and warm, and it just makes humidity. Let me go and see if we can get, adjust it real quick. We'll get one more game, boys. Get our groups up and running, yeah? BRB, boys. Alright, boys. What do we got? Raven got a group? Keep it safe group because Zach said he hasn't played. Okay, I'm down. We'll get Seawork and we'll get Raven in here. I'm alright with that. Invite, spectator, match, Seawork and Raven. Yo, Seawork, let the other dudes that haven't got to play in a bit, let them go first or something like that, yeah? And then we could have you and Boom as the cleanup duty for the Tigers Peak, man. If you have one, there's no solution. It's unfortunate. Not asking for accounts, random. What? So it's going to give you arthritis only 2 buttons, which is not judging the pieces of rotation 4 buttons, 5. You don't have misery. You don't have misery. True, true. Yeah. Alrighty, boys. Let's get the one big good game to finish it off for the night. Let's get some of the dudes that haven't got to play at all, like Depression and Jade Soldier in here, yeah? Let's get them both a chance, man. Let's just give them a chance to play the game a little, yeah? Go Twitch. But we got ourselves Jade Soldier, Auntie Blue, Garaber in the back, Depression in the front. We got Seawork and Boomstar. Where's Team Red? With Hell Hunter, Night Demon, Rogue, playing Rogue. I guess it's Monk on Rogue now. Thundress as well as a Zed. Good luck and a spot, everybody. I like the amount of elemental shamans we're getting, dude. We're not getting some crazy elemental shaman plays, but I really like the fact that we're getting some, dude. That's another class that I don't really see a lot is shaman. More enhancement, more elementals, the better, man. Depression's looking like he just wants to get in and get in front of Night Demon, dropping down the Guardian of Azeroth. Interesting choice. Flying up in the air while the Guardian is pelting a Night Demon. He's actually going to go flying up it as well. With Blurry, he does get tagged with a Corruption. Zachary. Is that Zachary actually with Depression? Is that Zachary or not? Is that Zachary's tune on Medieval? He does get himself a clean kill on Night Demon, though. One of you guys said Zachary wanted to play. I'm guessing it's Zachary, right? He's going to have, Think from Beyond for Rogue attacking him. He's actually popping his cloak. What is he? Is his assassination? Is his subtlety? I can't even tell. Depression. Going for a little bit of a blade dance after taking down Night Demon. Cloak of Shadows coming out for Rogue as Twisted Appendage joins the fight. I think it is Depression Twisted Appendage. It is. Rogue is going to take a lot of that corruption damage. There's another thing from beyond. Melts him. Oh my god. Just obliterate himself with his own corruptions. Looks like it is going to be the next Shaman Zit next. I think Thundra's try to go next, but it looks like Depression is just going to have to go from one person to another into a lightning lasso by Zidika, just trying to lasso up Wrangle of Depression for his second stun onto the Shaman. He does get also smacked around by the tentacle as well. That was just a perfect lineup. He's still going to continue to hit by it. Actually have to save a global just to hit the thing, just to hit the tentacle. Dropping down Skyfever. Does he have any big damage? Trying to go for a bit of a heal. The Skyfever might be able to give him a bit of a heal as Depression was trying to see if he can toss himself out of the slows just to get on top of Zidika's just continue pummeling damage. I mean, he just continued to smack the boy around. Zidika's looking for some line of sight, escaping from the rain of fell lances, still hitting him and still clipping him around the chain, barely in line of sight. Stun onto Zid yet again. Does himself the primal fire elemental though. Walling his damage up. He might be able to get himself a big setup onto the Demon Hunter. Depression does not finish off his I-Beam cast. He just wants to continue doing damage. Lightning Lasso does do quite a bit of damage as Zidika's does try to equalize each other's health. It looks like he's just going to continue being on the run, dude. This is a Ghost Wolf, just continuing to be on the run, dropping down the Earth Boy onto Depression to try to see if he can stun lock him. And looks like Depression is just actually getting quite low on health. Looks like the dots are actually wearing thin on him. Zidika's got up quite a bit of health. Looks like Depression might want to back up a little bit. Looks like he's just staying super aggressive, getting hit with an Earth Shock right after Zidika's taking down the Demon Hunter with Garber up next. That's a big old Fury Warrior. It is Zach? Okay, so Zach is guiding Depression. Okay. Yeah, because I saw the Azeroth, Guardian of Azeroth. I was like, I think it's actually what Zach used to use on Demon Hunter. Does Zach just change from like a Knight of Demon Hunter male to a female Knight of Demon Hunter? Either way, man. It's going to be Garber getting hit with the stars. Actually, I think it might be Garber stars. Might be in play here. Does get a stun into Zidika's, but Zid, it just continued to run, dude. This man is just on a run. Look how buff he is, dude. Look at that broad chest, dude. Probably did push-ups before the duels or whatever, you know what I mean? Just keeping those big old goat legs all nice and toned. Knock back onto Garber for a second. Does have a reflect available, and it's going to send a Maledict at Zidika's, but he doesn't have a way to catch up. Just has to walk up using those totems that Zidika's drops in order to just get himself a Bloodthirst. Does get a pummel onto the Hex. Zidika's in a bad spot, increasing his own health by quite a number. Is going to get a trinket out of that Stormbolt. Does he have anything to follow up? Does have a Lightning Lasso to stop Garber for a second. That's going to be counter-strike totem getting counter-struck by Garber himself. Reflect is up, so Zidika's just can't do anything but actually just continue running. The stars still continue to drop for Garber, trying to get himself a bit of a setup with a Stormkeeper, but didn't do it. Garber dropping a flag in the guy like BM boy that he is. But Garber is now going to be going up versus Thundress. We'll see how well that works out for him. Man, Thundress, that was just... I feel like you watch Zidika just running all over the place. I feel like you just take a page out of his book or something, man. Just go for the runs. Just go for the long runs. No! Try to get a Lightning Lasso onto Garber, but it is going to get locked down in a Stormbolt. Blazestorm coming out to keep him alive from that capacitor totem. Does not want to get CC whatsoever. Thunder's already feeling a lot of pressure from the Fury Warrior, trying to go for a Hex, but it's going to be immediate pummel out of Garber as soon as he feels like he's in a good position. Does go for a Fury into Thundress. It looks like actually Thundress is able to free cast himself. Hex coming out. Actually hexes himself as a Reflect comes out for Garber. Perfect opportunity for Garber to get himself a little bit of control onto Thundress. Does Stormbolt him as he pops in Ghost Wolf. And he's going to be able to hit the totems. He actually needs to make sure he's bloodthirsting the totems at all times. If he's able to get himself slows off. Because Thundress just keeps dropping down totems, which are good for him. But it's good for Garber, just continuing to get him some slows. Look at that, slight movement speed increase. Gives him a little bit of rage to continue trucking along and just continue running Earthbind totem. Just bloodthirst off of that. Give himself a little bit of a heal. It's just so good. I guess any class is going to drop down any of those things. Any small things for you to attack, like a Hunter, Pet class, or a Shaman. Going to be reflective over for Garber. Does get a charge, Stormbolt, and Thundress knocking him back. Maledict onto Thundress, and Garber is just going to go for a Blazestorm in case the Lightning Lasso was going to come out for Thundress. Does drop down a capacitor, kills it immediately, tries to get a pummel onto Thundress. Does still have that lasso. Tricky coming out for Garber. I think that was a human Rachel this time. So let's see, his normal trick is going to be on a minute 30 cooldown. Thundress is barely alive somehow. Does try to get a Hex out to Garber. He goes for a Reflect. I think he might be able to Hex him now. Pummel trouble coming down as he gets a charge in. Thundress is somehow still alive in this game. I don't believe it. Hex trying to come out. Stormbolt to follow. Garber is just not giving these guys an opportunity. He's playing it very much like a rogue. Hex coming back up. Does finally land the Hex. Garber still has the Echo and Void hitting Thundress either way. Thundress finally got himself a bit of a Stormkeeper. Can he go for big damage finally? Is this his opportunity? Lightning Lasso into Garber. Trying to see if he can get him low enough. If he has a knockback, that could be perfect to knock him back from those charges. That's going to be a bit of zaps. Knockback coming out. Maybe a big Earthshock to follow. More zaps. This is actually out of zaps completely. Garber is still looking very healthy. Wall coming up for Thundress as he gets locked down with a Stormbolt. It's actually a little bit of a back and forth between Thundress running and Garber chasing. These guys are not going down without a fight. Charge comes in by Garber. More stars crashing down, I believe, by Garber. Reflectors up. It looks like Thundress might be going down. Execute available and down. He goes. Garber taking him out. Yo, Dalaran, Duels have been awesome today. Good fight, everyone. Yo, thank you, Landro Land. Yo, can we get a hashtag Landro chat for that beautiful donation? Glad you enjoyed the duels, my man. Glad you like them. Next up is going to be Hell Hunter. Are we seeing a Beast Mastery or a Marksmanship Hunter for today? Do people see your pet level of goat that you have? Does he know where you are? It looks like he's looking right at you. It looks like he knows where you are. You are playing. Oh, Garber saw where the trap was. He walked up on the trap, pop reflect, and just walked over it. Hell Hunter actually freezing trapped himself. Had to trinket his own freezing trap. Got himself the double trap rapid fire either way. He had a lot of cooldown set up and ready to go, but Garber kind of put a stop in those plans. He's just going to wait out until True Shot aura is done. Yeah, he's just waiting you out. Oh my god, that's so unfortunate. Yeah, Hell Hunter, you're not going to have an easy time fighting this guy. Aim shots. He's almost still able to get the aim shots off though. No, Garber's actually just going to hit the Fed. He's going to hit the Hell Wasp. And it's going to get a Stormbolt onto Hell Hunter. No trinket available. Trinket in his own freezing trap. Garber is actually just outplays, man. The big outplays, but a big Fury Warrior. It looks like Hell Hunter is rolling an explosive shot. I don't know if that really is good for PvP. Mally rolling up onto Hell Hunter. Garber could just walk over this trap and pop reflect. Is he going to do it? He knows it's there. He knows it's there. He could just veer into it with a reflect and be down. What? Reflect? No charge through it, man. He just wanted to make sure he's staying mobile. It's going to be a trap that he didn't walk into. Hell Hunter tried to see if he can count him back to it. I wonder if it's an explosive trap or a charge trap. Stormbolt onto Hell Hunter. Doesn't really have a lot to work with. Does have double tap available. Is he going to be able to do anything? Turtle Shell coming out with acceleration. He is walking over a trap. It is a Tard trap, though. The Garber's Infinite Star still continue to just build up off of one person into the next. Hell Hunter is taking quite a bit of damage from that. It looks like Garber is just going to be on top of him. Double trap available with Charge Trap. Is going to land a Fury onto Hell Hunter right after. I feel like at this point that's it, man. Rapid fire, yep. I don't know how a Marksman Hunter is supposed to do anything here, dude. But look at this man. He's literally on fire, dude. He's fired up. Oh my god, big old 3-0 and quite a bit of healing for Garber. Where will play, boys? Where will play about both Depression, Garber, and everybody that'll play today, man. Everybody that'll play today. Alright, boys. It is time to call it quits. We had ourselves a great set of duels, man. Great stream. I still got a bit of a cough. I gotta get some food. I gotta get some editing done for the day. I gotta get some videos worked on for tomorrow. So I would say this night was a success. Did 140 games on the NA. We need to put some numbers up on EU. The EU still is a little behind on games in general, man. My old main should go back. You could. You could. I'm gonna start Garrus. I'm looking for a PvP tab, premium group, and then custom, but I don't see it. So normally what you would see is normally you would go to hit I, players to player, premade group, custom PvP, find a group, hit 5, enter. And if there's a group for 5V5 1v1 duels, you would see it. If you don't see one, you can make it one yourself by hitting start group. Got some like 5V5 1v1 duels. Put the details to join and get your friends in, get your guildies in, get anybody who signs up in. You let me know that you have a group. I add you in Real ID and I queue you against one another, boys. That's all it takes. How's this EU? The time is 7 o'clock or something? How's this EU? I never said this is EU. This is NA, boys. What I said just now though is that EU NA has more games recorded with audio than EU, unless it's like because it's nice to do double save certain games, because I don't remember if I do or don't, but it'll have NA on 140 games recorded. EU is like 130 something. Yeah, Yo, Johnny, if you check out the description, my man, of every stream, there's actually a schedule down there. We've always done a Friday EU, Saturday NA. I don't know what who told you Saturday was EU and Friday was NA. It's never been Friday NA, Saturday EU. It's always been Friday EU, Saturday NA. But yeah, thank you, boys. Appreciate all of you coming by. You guys are fucking beautiful. Thank you so much for coming by, man. And I'll see you all you boys at next stream. Alrighty, boys. Alright, peace.
Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream.